Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of Express Lane, the show that brings you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm your host, Oscar424, with occasional guest appearances from my wonderful co-hosts, Galahad and Freya. Freya's sleeping right there. She's being super cute. But yeah, looking at the awesome little theme we got going on here, I'm personally a fan of putting everything into what I like to call dark mode because it's just easier on my eyes. Plus, it's really cool. And these runs all have something dark about them, like the name in the Tyler category. I'm clever like that. Anyway, looking at the awesome set of runs we got going on today, we have Doom of the Dark Ages coming up, rounding out today's episode. Then we have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Dark Story. Gotcha. We have Neopets, the Darkest Faerie, and to start off today, we have Perfect Dark, any percent agent from Alchemist. So Alchemist, hello friend, how are you?
Doing well.
Good.
So essentially the speedrun is just going to be beating the game on agent difficulty, getting to the credits, classic speedrun stuff. So I'm also playing on PAL just because one of the levels has a PAL only trick, so
oh nice.
Fun. I decided to play in German just for fun, because I can, because it's PAL.
Perfect.
So start now, Weber.
Alrighty, good luck.
Okay. Do I do a countdown, Weber?
Yeah, just count down however you want to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck.
Okay, so this is the first level. We're just gonna go out of bounds.
Hey.
Well, that was quick.
Come here.
You can like land and trigger the onion from above. Like the level will just end.
I love that so much.
You know what's funny, Ryan Ford? We've actually been... I think that RTA Speedrun had hover bikes added into as a strat recently because of
Target sighted.
one of the levels actually has an out of bounds trick that was discovered that uses the hover bike, but I don't really know that strategy.
Oh.
Maybe I'll learn it soon.
Wait, so that was discovered recently?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. I helped out, lab it out a bit. Hopefully the audio is adjusted.
That's cool.
So this level is investigation. So you have to wait. Usually you have to wait for this cleaning bot. Hold down the lasers. But we can just... What we can try to do instead is that we can try to skip these lasers. It's like pixel perfect. What? Okay. That kind of surprised me.
You made that look
I'm
easy.
shocked I got that. It's
so
not.
easy.
It's not. It's not because of some trick. Like, I'm shocked I got that. That is insane.
Nice.
Like, this is actually ridiculous. If it wasn't for... Well, I wouldn't... Yes, this is the spiritual successor to 007. The Go and I. It has the same exact movement, too. I'm shocked I got that laser skip. I didn't really react. Okay, so extraction. I'm gonna play this level in the dark. So I'm gonna take care of these guards just for safety, so Elvis doesn't die and fail the mission. No,
We have an Elvis?
Yeah. Yeah, it runs on the same engine, so you'll have a lot of runners overlapping because, it's basically the same movement. You can pretty much get a run game and then you can open this door through there because only one side of this door is locked, and you go up these stairs and get this rocket launcher.
She's here.
Cool. I'm noticing you're doing a lot of like the diagonal kind of strafing as you're running.
Yeah, strafing is the fastest way to move in this game.
Gotcha.
Strafing. So like doing up C and left C.
Okay.
Can't leave anybody.
Don't keep the jump ship waiting. Get back to the landing.
Okay, pretty standard.
Well, that's a change of pace.
I messed up the snipes, whatever. So this is a really heavy movement, heavy level. It's just strafing, you know? There's not a lot going on.
Now, I know sometimes with like with some older games, if you look like down or up or away from
Yes, it can help.
I take it that's
I made a task where I did that and I looked down a lot and people got mad, so I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna try not to look down too much where people might get mad and saying I'm ruining the viewer experience.
so okay.
Like this.
You mentioned
Like,
you mentioned you made a task for this. Like how long does that take to make? Because I'm always fascinated by people that can do that.
depends how much time per day you spend. I had nothing better to do, so it took me like a few months. Okay,
That is
so, wait, I don't have a. I need this gun. So I need to kill these guards here. Got pretty distracted. You kill everyone. The last guard you kill drops a key card for the ending. Oh my god.
Does it matter? Like, is it just whichever one's the last one to fall, or is it a specific
Yeah,
one?
whoever's the one's the last one you fall.
Ah, gotcha.
Chicago, this is a pretty short level.
How's it going? Intruder alert! Whoa, take it easy there,
I
lady.
like the comment generated
Why
thing.
flying around me?
Through the equipment was a storm drain.
This is okay. So what you can do, you can you can do that and avoid using a taxi cab. It's kind of
that's
precise. If you don't kill the guy, one of the guards instantly, you'll fail the mission. So you need to make sure the mine's in the right spot. A lot of key cards in this level G5. Yeah, I love the guard lines in this game. It's like they're always the iconic lines like, whoa, take it easy here.
So when you fail a mission, are there checkpoints within the
Just
missions?
restart, yeah.
Just restart. Gotcha.
Yeah. And take it safe. So you have to crouch through here. And do this cam slide early just to be safe.
Time to use the cam spy.
Warn the others.
Ooh. That guy did not want to move.
The safe's heavily encrypted. The decoder's gonna take
Blah. These cards are so.
They're having a
What's
party.
going on here? I got some of these guards will just punch you like crazy. I got scared for a bit there. You can do stuff like this.
I love the fantastic Nintendo 64
I'm just waiting
polygon
for it to
faces.
code, so I just have.
Oh, so you just have to wait here and kind of.
I'm just mess around these guards.
My gun.
The G slide. I agree with chat right now. This game definitely needs a remaster. That would be cool
There's
to
a
see.
PC port for this game, and it's really good.
Oh, really? Oh,
You can just Google Perfect Dark PC port. It's really good. It's basically remastered.
Oh, that is cool.
I think it's unlocking. Okay, I have to wait. There's a bathtub behind the safe. It's pretty cool. I'll show it.
Ooh.
Intruder alert!
Because, they got one for Go and I were thinking. There it
I'm
is.
taking cover. Hey, you! Stand back, Joanna. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's eternity. Dang. Ooh.
Okay, Joanna. Holy.
Infiltration, this level is the one that broke him out of bounds, but I don't really know it, sadly, so. It'd be cool to do it out in Marathon or something. So I'm just gonna do it, the old-fashioned way.
Nothing wrong with that.
Grab this guy's key card and I have to mash B to activate this ellipse. Oh my god, I missed it.
Oh no!
Wait, which one is explosive? I didn't think this through. I don't know German. I think it's that one.
My gun!
To our German-speaking friends in chat, if you know.
Yeah.
I should say, friends, as we're going through this level, if you're curious on what else is coming up on Hotfix for this episode and the rest of the episodes this week, you should definitely check out the week's schedule and explore the entire season lineup over at when we're done with this run, because this run's pretty amazing. So wait till afterwards, but go to gdq.gg/hotfix and check out all of this, and you can see some more amazing runs like this.
Trigger finger right, Dark. You're closing in on my position.
Oh, I can do a little swag strat, and I usually do this on all my marathon runs. I've always used this time because it's so cool.
I am always a fan of the swag strats.
Agent Darth, over here.
There you are. I was beginning to wonder.
I love how multiple times this run already you've opened a door and there's been a horde of enemies just kind of standing there going, hey, we're here.
Yeah. So let's see, this level is very, let's focus. It's actually a weird advantage of PAL because the lift's one slower, but it makes it easier to make lift cycles, so it kind of works out in a way or the way.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like... Yeah, I don't think I make the cycle for this lift.
Now, I know you'd mentioned with
easily.
since you play on the...
With this dragon there exploded, I want to get rid of these guards a bit.
Oh.
Me.
Put a dragon here to explode it. I think they intended the way to use the box, but you can just use the dragon.
I was not expecting that wall to blow up.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Fantastic.
The autopsy lab.
Destroy that glass before he tells me to put it away. I have to switch back. Dragon really early, where he'll get mad at me for having a weapon.
Oh, wow.
There's someone here.
Stupid ending. This game is also made released really late, so it's kind of ahead of... it should be a GameCube game, but it isn't. They just decided to do it really late in the development cycle.
Yeah, it looks
Cards.
It looks pretty solid for its time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Now, I know you'd mentioned...
It's funny, there's a lot of outbounds in this game, but GoldenEye doesn't really have any. It's kind of crazy.
Now, I know you'd mentioned before we started that although you're doing the full run of the game, that ILs for this are pretty popular.
Yeah, I mean, people have been speedrunning the ILs since, the game came out, essentially. There's a bunch of speedrunners playing GoldenEye, right? And they're like, oh, we should speedrun this game, too. It was more high scores,
Makes sense.
Best time's like a high score in a sense. So it's kind of speedrunning in a sense. So the game actually encourages speedrunning.
I smelt that on the other hand.
The game kind of encourages speedrunning, you know, to unlock cheats, you know. They'll be like, hey, if you can beat the level this fast, you'll get a cheat.
I do know a couple games that have something like that, or like.
So yeah, there's a website where they do N64 speedruns. It's called elite.net. That website's been around for since like 2000 or something. So it's a very, you know, historic community.
Right, we're near.
Okay, this level's kind of chaotic. I might need to pay attention here. I'll do that.
You focus on that, and then while you do that, just want to remind y'all that I don't know if you're aware, but Black and Flash's summer speedrunning celebration called Juneteenth is coming to this channel, GDQ channel, June 19th through the 22nd. Best friends in chat, I know you're here. Type Juneteenth in the chat to see the full schedule, and visit gdq.gg/BAF to learn how you, yes you, can get involved with the Black and Flash community. And of course, be sure to follow their new Blue Sky page at blackflash.bsky.social if you want to stay connected and learn more info. It's a whole bunch of really cool people, and you should totally check that out.
Okay, now I gotta push Elvis. Sometimes he'll go in circles for no reason. Oh wow, he's behaving pretty well.
Oh no, we're having problems.
Now I can kind of push John here.
It's the only way out of here.
He just looks so not thrilled right now. It's like a blonde Tom Hiddleston. And a very sad one.
There must be a way out of here.
I'll get out on that hover bike.
Okay, I kind of didn't hear this, but it should be fine.
Agent Darkin.
The airbase. There's two spots the stewardess can be in. She can be further back or closer. Let's see which one she's in. Oh, no, she's close.
Is that what the optimal spot for her to be in?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a weapon called aimbrush. That's what it is in German, I guess. No, I do have a disguise on. I don't know what.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Okay, you know the way from here.
Yes, the comment chat. This is Perfect Dark is the new supermarket sweep.
She's gonna say how I shouldn't be here or something.
Secure the perimeter.
Like this. See what it is. I think this guy just disappears. Sometimes I'll just see him disappear in the thin air there. Oh, it's the arm boost. That's what it's called.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Look at that smiley face there. And then I'm actually gonna go the slower route here because it makes the next level much faster. So usually you can go past through those lasers, disable the grid, but it's faster to just go up this way because around this portion of the levels you can kind of take different routes. Depending on what endings you take, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Wait, what?
I like that it affects like a following level instead of just the current one.
Yeah,
I like that.
think it's mostly this for the speedrun we worry about. So, if I didn't do it out here, I'd be in the basement. If I didn't do that route in the previous level, I'd be in the basement.
Oh, I get you. It's cool.
In danger. Trent is trying to kidnap you.
You can't
Grayfem, you can do this little dance with him.
without evidence. I assume that you have some.
This is a recording of a meeting between Trent and the other conspirators.
If he loses sight of you, you fail. So it's a bit scary doing that.
Hands. What do we do now?
So hopefully the president behaves well.
We have to get you to the escape pod. Follow me.
Like the one time when you're yelling, "Get down, Mr. President," is not because the enemy took a bullet from the enemy.
Also, people say this game predicted Obama. That's cool. Kill these guards. Let's see. Where is he? Oh, he's here. Perfect. Wow.
Someone mentioning
That was a pretty solid run.
that looked pretty clean.
Yeah, it was.
Love it.
I'm actually playing this in a borrowed cart because I was lending my cartridge out to somebody else because, you know, it's a European game, you know.
Here's the escape pod.
Shout out to Sean for lending me his cart.
So like the comment in chat.
Yeah, I'm probably destroying his personal best right now.
Like I see you, Tony Stark.
Usually in
Fan.
this level, we use a hover bike, but you can only activate that hover bike through the basement web.
Oh,
So I'm gonna use his mine, take care of this drone, these two drones, and then I'm gonna do this throw where if you uncrouch, you can get like a. lot of upwards momentum for the mine gun.
nice.
Let's see, did it work? Yep, perfect. Hopefully
Well-
we don't die.
Well done.
Hopefully the president. Sometimes he's slow here. Okay, there it is. Kill this guard in distance. We can actually do a bit of NPC pushing, you know?
So,
Wait, I should have backed up here.
do you have to wait for the president to get to like a certain point before you can progress, or can you just kind of like? leave
Yeah,
him
you have to complete this objective. You can try to push him here.
He'll be able to protect the president.
Okay, Pelagic 2. This is a pretty dope soundtrack.
You go on ahead, Joe. I'll secure the position. You'll meet us
You want to kill all these guards where they'll activate the alarm. It'll become a PowerPoint presentation. It'll become so laggy.
Oh, God.
It's like almost unplayable.
Where
So that's why I'm killing these guards there.
it goes from frames per second to seconds per frame.
These buttons are in random spots.
Oh,
Okay. Get up here. Usually you can pause the speeches. Like you can play speeches as they're in the pause, whatever. The saving game time.
Please, just don't hurt me.
that makes sense.
Pull the plug on that. Now.
Please, just don't hurt me.
So you kind of you have to do speeches in a certain way there.
What the hell?
Small crack. I think I didn't activate, so I'm gonna have to. Where are they? There we go. I have to use the X-ray bit there because they didn't finish their stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the frame rate can be pretty bad. Okay, so this level is why we do PAL. Here's an exclusive trick later up in this level.
Okay.
But first we have to escort this NBC Elvis. You have to want to kill guards as we're progressing so he doesn't get distracted, you know? What? I hate the shotgun, by the way. It's just annoying to deal with.
That is me
Fire
in pretty
slow.
much like every first-person shooter I've played. I'm just terrible with shotguns, so I commiserate.
And he there, if I got like this weapon's good, like, it's rapid fire. If you kill that guy in stealth, last guards will spawn later. So you really want to catch that guy off guard. Kill these guys. So this is distracted. Where is he? Come on. Where is he? What the heck? Like, I think if I was going for a PB, I'd probably just shoot Elvis in the head now, but, like, I want to shoot Elvis in the head, but I can't. Because I'm in the marathon, you know? I can't do that.
Right.
I'd have to, like... Okay, I hate Elvis sometimes, like, people just... Oh, he's behaving well, though.
Time to reactivate those teleporters.
He's like, I know what's at stake.
Yeah, I'm using countless seconds here. So this next part, there's this XA weapon called the Farsight. You can use it to complete objectives that normally elves would complete. So instead of escorting him to this section, you can use this Farsight to complete the objective without having to wait for him to do it. So it saves a ton of time, like 45 seconds.
Oh.
You know?
Oh.
So this is why we use PAL.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Nice.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So it works because the vertical resolution of PAL is higher. So, which makes the distance of the X-ray gun more.
Oh.
It's PAL advantage, so... I think when the people found out about this trick, a lot of American NTSC players are pretty upset, you know, because they can't be the best at this level anymore. You know? They just can't.
That's such a strange thing to have
Yeah, I know.
in one region, not the other.
Kind of leveled out the playing field in a weird way. You know, we have a points ranking, you know? Where you can do all on the elite.net, yeah, but with a little points ranking where you can, like, do all the levels. And, you know, you'll be assigned a rating of 1 to 100. 1 being world record. No, it's 100 points is world record. So you can, like, kind of become champion of game, you know? With the points rankings. It's pretty cool system. It's pretty unique to really...
I like it.
Okay, defense. So you have to rescue these hostages.
Get up to the officers and save them.
See.
Go up these lifts. Usually you play this level with a combat boost,
Hostages are counting on me.
but this is real time. That would, you know, slow things down a lot, so we don't do that. We just play it real time. Like, this level is designed to be played in slow-mo, you know?
Oh.
Grab a shield there just to be safe, because these Cav 7 guards are pretty nasty. Grab that thing. Yeah, this game just revolves around completing objectives, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The guy just randomly screamed for no reason. Some of the guard noises are so funny, just like... It's very entertaining. Move.
I still love how they all, like, purposely decided to bunch up together. It's
Yeah,
like, come
I mean,
on.
they're trying to get me, so... Attack ship. This level's kind of PAL advantage. We're not really quite sure why. Elvis just behaves better on PAL.
Oh. That's weird.
But I guess it's not really that important for us.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah, it helps a lot for RTA, because you can kind of YOLO it. On PAL, you
That
know?
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to headshot these guards, and hopefully they these first two scatters die fast. Because you want them to, when enough of these scatters die, the elevator will come down. What's going on here? Pick this up. Okay, there we go. Great. I'm gonna do like a really safe route here because Elvis, he can die a lot on this level.
Not fair.
Which is very strange. You know, like he'll take the wrong path. Like his pathfinding makes zero sense at all. Wow. Okay, there we go.
Gertrude's like, no,
like, sometimes he'll just go around the other way. Like he won't actually follow your path. He'll just go to whoever's closest, which really messes up stuff.
Oh, I bet. So
especially in higher difficulties too, you'll just die once you're on a you're on a good run. He just dies.
Oh, I would be
wow,
so
this run's pretty fast. The Shrek.
Sweet.
Who knows? He could die. He could.
It's like,
and I'd get mad, you know.
So, okay, I'm noticing the gun it's changing color. Is it like auto charging or?
Yeah, it like charges up, you know?
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, it becomes like more powerful when it charges up.
That makes sense.
This ending's pretty random. I know there's a famous world record where somebody fluked a really lucky ending and he had like this insane world record that stood for 9 years because of it.
Oh gosh.
So this level's ending's kind of RNG, but not that crazy, you know, for RTA really. Okay, last level's gonna ruin. So there's these little pillars you have to put these tracker bugs on, right? Mm-hmm. There's 5 of these. And there's 5 of these spots they can be in. And there's 3 possible spots they can be in. And they're like randomly selected. And yeah, there's that one in the back you don't want to see in the back because you have to chuck it there. These skitters are really nasty. If you get close to them, they'll like melee you and just completely destroy you.
Ooh.
So you really want to like socially distance from them, in a sense.
They promoted social distancing.
Where you can just get like knocked out in like two hits, you know?
Oh god. It's that kind of melee, got it.
And then there's the boss fight, so timing will end soon. Honestly, this runs. I've been kind of talking and stuff. It's going pretty surprisingly well.
You're smoking this.
I'm gonna guess. What is this, like a low 32 or something? Probably. I'll figure it out.
I'll let you know.
Say
you're doing pretty good. Put it that way.
Yeah. This boss fight, you kind of shoot him. He goes green, and then you destroy the pillars. Like I can destroy 2 at once here. Stupid reload. And time.
GG's. That was a blazingly fast run.
And yeah, there's like an end screen too. That's the cool thing about this game. You have a little end screen to kind of display your score, you know? Kind of like what Splits is now. You can like share your end screen like, oh, I got this insane time, you know?
That was fantastic. And yeah, you were pretty much right on the money. It was 32:08.
Yeah, see, I know my pace. Yeah.
I was watching the time, I'm like, I think Elkbass is actually going to call it exactly. Nice.
Like low 32, yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic. But
these credits are pretty... Wait, I didn't know that. The credits are in German. Because I said German, so...
Oh, that That is cool. Okay, that's a nice little touch. So while we're watching these credits,
They're Mastro.
they're very cool looking. Yeah, let everybody know, where can they find you? What are you currently playing? Like, shout yourself out right now.
I've been playing some Perfect Dark. I can play in some individual levels. You can find me on my Twitch. You know, it's the same username on Twitch. You can follow me, Alchemass, on Twitch. I'm doing some ILs, so if you want to check out some cool Perfect Dark speedrunning stuff, I'm probably going to be doing some a bit this summer. So, yeah, you can check me out there, you know? And yeah, I guess it's 7 different plays. Yeah, nobody runs this game real time. Nobody does that. Like, it's very so if people want to get into this game, you know, I think it's slept on. It's a speed game, you know.
Yeah, that was super cool to watch, and it's you don't see it that often, but these days when you do, it's a cool run to watch. Yeah, and I had an absolute blast watching you just tear through that run. You did such a fantastic job. And
Nostalgia.
Oh, I 100% nostalgia. Love it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. The way just stopped streaming now.
Oh, well, hold that thought, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome back to this dark mode edition of Express Lane. I hope you have been hydrating, because you should stay hydrated. That's it. That's the comment. Yeah, I'm original. Anyway, we are moving on in our dark mode themed episode with Neopets, the Darkest Faerie 80% Cloak digital edition with Clagnarok. So Clagnarok, take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is Clagnarok. I run this game chronically, and I have the pleasure of breaking it in half for you today.
Yay!
I've got my commentators, Herbemeyer and K-Cow here, and do you guys want to introduce yourselves quickly?
Sure. My name is Herbemeyer. You can call me Herv. I am a more casual player of this game, but I plan on learning this run over the summer.
And I'm Kay. I'm a washed-up 80% runner who still haunts the Discord sometimes.
That is a mood that I respect.
Yeah, so this game is a pseudo-open-world action-adventure RPG for the PS2 that was created by Idle Minds, who is now Deck 9, so the Life is Strange people these days. And we play as two characters, Tor and Roberta, on their quest to save the world from the titular Darkest Faerie, as she rises from the depths of her oceanic prison for the last 1,000 years. And the game consists of 4 acts, and I highly recommend that everybody gives it a try. It's not what it seems on the surface.
I'm in.
And also, we're going to be showing you exactly none of it.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, that too.
True.
You'll see about 30 minutes of the 25 hours. If everything goes to plan. So,
nice.
If we're ready?
Yeah, you give the countdown.
Okay, so we'll start here on go on new game. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck!
All right, time is starting here as we press new game. And we could play the game here, but instead we're going to neglect all of our farm duties and just like climb straight out of bounds. And that involves jumping on this ledge here, which allows us to just run straight into an out of bounds area and onto an invisible plane at y = 0. And this floor is infinite, so we can run anywhere we want, but only some parts of the map are loaded in at one time. So to get somewhere, we have to hit specific loading zones. And luckily there's like these planes that stick out of the world in the game that allow us to upwarp onto them when we stand above or below them. And so we run to hit those loading triggers. We can load all the zones we need to while staying out of bounds, which is useful but occasionally finicky.
That's an understatement.
I didn't realize I was booking games today that are, we're just going to go out of bounds in the first 5 seconds of the game. Hope you're all cool with that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that really just sets the tone for this entire run.
I love it so much.
We're constantly
It feels like most of the run is out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. We've got plenty of other categories that do similar things. We've got this run where the main thing is obtaining the Cloak of Heroes so that we can do a few much easier tricks and completely break the game in half. And then we have No Cloak, which skips that and has some more finicky tricks. We have all bosses, which is as it seems. And then we have Hundo, which I'm currently learning to try and beat the current world record for.
Nice.
So that's a fun grind. But here we just quickly upwarped onto a plane about like 2 areas away from the farm and just grabbed a speed potion just because it's about 10 to 20 seconds faster here for us to run over to this first area.
The first area is called Shadowglen Woods. Normally you would enter this area at least like 30 minutes of gameplay in, but we're going out of sequence a bit because we're going to grab a flower that we'll need for a glitch later. So as we continue to hit these loading planes, we will, eventually pop out into this woods area here, right there like that, and we're just skipping through all of it to grab that one flower
Just
right in the middle there.
Kind of looks like a banana.
A little bit, yeah.
Banana flower.
Is it like a tulip or something?
I don't know. The Arabindus flower is a strange thing, to be sure.
And now we're just leaving the area. Normally the way we would come in, but instead we're just, walking out.
Just here, we're going to jump and grab low gravity here for this next trick to get coyote frames.
Yep, jumping into that text box fixes us at low gravity so that we can execute this coyote jump sequence here, which lets us jump out of bounds again. It gives us just the extra reach we need to avoid, a plane of water that'll send us back.
We're just casually manipulating gravity. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And the thing that I popped up there, we're going to see again throughout the run. That's a little bit of a text skip, which for some reason, if you open at either of these 2 consumable menus and then hold square, when you enter any sort of auto text, it'll just skip it absurdly fast. Faster than a task can match it. So
we are about to see that here.
Oh, yeah.
Very useful for these long cutscenes, or else we would have to do so much more mashing.
Oh. Mashing is the bane of my existence.
So this Mirka here and his brother, they're going to rob us of a package that in theory we picked up from our father, but we never actually did. And we're going to have to chase them down to retrieve it. And this is important because it opens the shops later so we can buy all the supplies we need for the rest of the speed run.
Yeah. I truly do wish that we could find a way to skip this chase sequence, but oh well.
I have messed around in the town before doing the chase sequence, and everything just still stays locked. It won't let you do it, unfortunately. We got a little bit of a music glitch here, so sometimes, for I don't know what reason, the game will just kind of decide to not load the music for the area, so hopefully this doesn't happen too often, but...
Oh, we don't get to hear the funny sound effect.
We don't get to hear the stinger, but... Do we hear it anywhere else on the run? I don't think we do.
I don't think so. That's sad.
That's unfortunate. It's very aggressive.
But yeah. With this cutscene, we've got our package back, and all the shops are now open, so we can go turn in that flower we picked up, which was for a side quest, which, we've done it completely out of sequence. But it's fine. This guy, in return for the flower, gives us a handy 500 Neopoints, and we're going to use this for a very critical glitch. So that money reward is stored in the code as a special character in Angus's dialogue. And when the game loads a dialogue box, it stores the text in a buffer in memory. And this buffer doesn't get emptied in between different dialogue boxes. It just gets overwritten as needed. So if you can find an NPC with a shorter text box and just the right circumstances, then you can get the game to read leftover data in the buffer over and over again. And in this case, run that command to give us 500 Neopoints over and over again as many times as we want. So we can get all the money we need for all our supplies for the rest of the game by just robbing this one guy.
So then there's just blind me looking at the text box, like, I'm not noticing anything changing, and then I look up at the amount, I'm going, oh, that number go up.
Number go up.
There's a few different versions.
Reminds me of, Zoo Tycoon as a kid.
Zoo Tycoon.
Oh, man. Yeah, this poor man, every third text box of his, we pickpocket him.
He realizes just how much we deserve his money as a poor farm boy. So
yeah.
The funniest part is that all his dialogue is about gambling.
not a good gambler.
He is not a good gambler.
Poor guy's lost his life savings.
Yeah, any donations go towards Ulfric's retirement fund. We gotta pay him back after this.
Yeah. But yeah, to complete the run, we just need a sword, a shield, and just so many potions. A couple of power potions for bosses, and an incredible amount of speed potions. Which, you know, they do what they say on the tin. They double your movement speed for a minute. It's pretty useful.
Oh, really?
It is double, I'm pretty sure.
Crazy.
At least last time I looked at the speed numbers, it was.
The wizards of this game.
And yeah. You'll also notice that Clag just jumped into the moat there for no reason. Whenever you fall into a water hazard in this game, there are predefined spots that you spawn back in afterwards, and we just use that to get places a little faster sometimes.
There is game over water, which we will see later and have to avoid. A TM, by the way, sorry.
Oh yeah.
So let's hope I don't hit that.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Sorry, Jets. I'm going to tell my kids this is Eevee.
Yeah, this is 9 tails with the other 8 tails removed.
It's
one tails.
It's one tails.
So we have a frame perfect trick that we can YOLO here. Let's see if I hit it.
Ooh.
I hit it.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
go!
Shy also
Yeah,
did
that
this.
is a
one frame YOLO.
Okay.
Yes.
that is a
I need to
single frame
specify.
trick. It is impressive.
I
Whenever
need to
this happens.
specify that's not just frame perfect, that is also slightly random.
Slightly.
So
It's true. Yes.
that was kind of
It
nuts.
depends on the placement of like the water planes and whatnot. It's super dumb, but this game is great. I cannot speak. This game is great.
Here's Clag low-key downplaying like the absolute wild thing that he just did. We're like,
I love that you just called it before you even did it. You just walked up and you're like, all right, let's go for it.
just gonna YOLO. YOLOs.
Shy did the same thing. She hit the funny in her fatality run. It was ridiculous. Flashing lights warning here.
I have been fighting Clag all day, not to belittle himself, but also, yeah, slight possible flashing lights warning here.
Okay, we're good on this one.
Yeah, we're good. But yeah, so what we've done here is we're sequence breaking again. We're going to get an item that we need for this run, the cloak. And to do that, we're skipping into this dungeon, the Abandoned Mines, that you normally can only enter in Act 3 of the game. We're in Act 1. But we're not actually going to be stepping foot in the mines. First and foremost, we are running just into the void. And you may see it in the distance there, just coming into view. At coordinate 00, there is a crystal just sitting there randomly in the void. And for some reason, the developers left a loading trigger on this crystal where if you jump into it, you get teleported into the boss arena for this dungeon. We don't know why.
Presumably testing purposes, maybe?
It's actually faster to run for a full minute into the void on emulator and touch this crystal than it is to go through the actual dungeon.
Yep, there it goes.
Okay.
So we have a save for this.
Well, the crystal broke. We have a safety save,
This
but
is
the
okay.
crystal broke. It was supposed to teleport us to the boss.
Normally it teleports.
Occasionally it does
Sometimes
that
it's
when something weird happens with the loading zones.
It was still contemplating the YOLO earlier.
Yeah, really. So we would just get teleported into this cutscene.
The game giveth and the game taketh away.
Unfortunately. Invalid
Truth.
run.
It is very strange how many parts of this game are almost just RNG for no logical purpose.
But yeah, this guy is in boss from like 10 to 15 hours later in the game minimum, and we just beat him with the piddly little basic squire sword. So that's game balance for you.
It's like 10 to 15 hours, and we are 11 minutes in, my friends.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about
fine.
it. This is a sequence break.
So there is game
It is very
over
strange
lava,
how easy it
TM
is for
here.
like a you know, supposedly a mid to late game boss. It's unusual.
Oh yeah, it's very, I feel like, not intended, but I don't think his AI works as it's supposed to, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, one of his attacks just seems not to work.
And he kind of just like sits
here
there.
We're rescuing the mayor, and he will reward us with a potato sack later.
It's a very powerful potato sack.
An empty one.
It is, in fact, the potato sack after which this category is named.
Mm-hmm. The cloak.
Truly a critical potato sack.
In the game, references the tattered cloak, but they call it the Cloak of Heroes. It's very prestigious.
True.
You may notice that Tor here, our character, is already wearing a potato sack. This one is fancier.
This one is much fancier. It even has a hood.
This is the formal wear potato sack.
Ooh. He wears this to baby showers, I guess.
That is oddly specific.
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't know where I was going.
Here's
with
the
that.
baby in question. It's our friend Gigatad.
Yes, the best boy, Gigatad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Things I was
We're
expecting.
also doing the text skip glitch to get through this dialogue way quicker.
I don't want to spam all this.
Oh, we're also going to be picking up a new sword while we're here, just for a little extra damage.
I like that you're randomly sparking in this whole thing too.
Oh yeah, so that is like a visual effect from the potion we have.
Ooh,
if you look closely later, the power potion will glow us red.
Oh.
So it's just interesting.
Oh, fair.
I hear a little bit of audio spam for a second with this potion reactivation. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, so the reason we got the cloak is that it opens us up to a whole fun new array of glitches that use the end lag of the taking off the cloak animation. The first of which you just saw there wasn't quite successful, but it's called the mega jump, in which we use the lag from taking off the cloak to effectively stack two jumps together and soar way up in the sky. You can use it to jump over some invisible walls and get out of bounds in some places. It's quite useful. But that's not the only glitch that we use the cloak for. There are many more to come.
More we're gonna see in the next like minute and a half.
Yep.
This run has gotten progressively more broken over the past like maybe 2 months, to the point where like it's kind of hard to keep up.
Yeah, I last ran this game a few years ago, and they've changed so much since I stopped. I'm constantly just
perplexed,
berating them.
I went on vacation. I was gone for 2 weeks, and I come back, and I feel like I have no idea what's happening anymore.
I cannot believe you don't buffer that
Oh
clip.
yeah, so that's a frame perfect clip, by the way, and I'm the only one that refuses to buffer it.
So
there's actually a
madman.
couple of those that I refuse to buffer.
So we've gone from YOLOing a frame perfect trick to a I don't need to buffer this frame perfect trick. Like
Precisely. So the YOLO is like genuinely, we don't have a setup for it. There is, once you void out in that water, it'll spawn you in a very specific place where we have a really easy lineup though.
Yeah, we got good backups for this, but yeah, we're in Illison's Glade now. We've sequence broken again to go fight basically the final boss of Act 1. His name is Narfus, and you know, we had to do that whole out of bounds sequence because we haven't been doing the plot, so we couldn't get in here the normal way. The reason we come back to the beginning of this treetop area is because you have to hit a trigger here to get the boss to actually spawn, but then rather than run all the way up to the boss, we do this trick.
What?
Our next fancy cloak glitch, this one called the ledge fly, in which by standing near a ledge and pressing a specific button combo and direction during the lag of the cloak animation, we trick the game into putting us into a ledge hang state while also giving us velocity to move.
There's also this if I hit it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I can
he was
still back it
rude
up.
this
I can
time.
still back it up. I got part of it there.
Okay, you got it a little bit.
So his hitbox is a little strange, and this sword makes it easier. But if you just kind of time your swings to do those quick jabs, it'll just kind of stay inside of his hitbox, and he'll get melted sometimes.
Yeah, it just hits him once a frame for some reason, and this is the only boss that it works on, to my great dismay.
On certain bosses, you can see it visually kind of like make the almost like the hit visual on them. every now and then, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't affect them the same way. We don't really know why.
Yeah. Of crucial note here, the cutscenes after defeating Narfus take away your cloak glitches for some reason. But luckily, to get them back, we just have to pick up an item and watch the item pickup cutscene. And luckily, RNG was kind to us and gave us an egg first try.
Fun.
Phew. Phew on that one.
Yep. And now that we have our cloak glitches back, we want to get out of bounds again, perhaps unsurprisingly. And this is so we can run back straight into Meridel, into the castle, which is where we need to be to get to the end of Act 1 and actually enter Act 2. And so, because we didn't do any of the plot, the front door to the castle is locked, which is why the out of bounds is so essential. And there's a few backdoor triggers here out of bounds that'll take us straight into the loading zones we need to be in, which is very convenient.
The best part is
the castle sort of loading in over there.
The best part is that this trigger isn't used in the game, but we're suspecting that it was supposed to be used as a third act kind of break into the castle kind of thing.
Oh.
So we have some masterminds in our Discord that broke this game completely apart and re-engineered it. Shout out to formerly Monster, but now Ella. And she just completely destroyed this game in half.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ella she has done so much work modding this game to help learn the speedrun. It's amazing.
And so that was the work there?
Yeah, and now that we're back into the castle, we need to go to the barracks here to the legendary Bedgefly, which is one of the only ledge flies in the game where you go down instead of up, and that way you can sort of fall straight into a cutscene trigger right here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now it's the end of Act 1.
So we're just gonna not do this little run here. And instead, we're gonna do another mega jump onto the plant. And then behind it. And then if my game is nice to me, I can just do that. And we can end up
Yeah, there's supposed to be a whole extended escape sequence there. But why do it? Why bother?
Yeah.
You know?
Plus, the last cutscene of it takes away our cloak glitches, and we need those. They're essential.
Exactly.
So now we have our second character, and this is my time to shine because it's completely dead in this act. So we have Roberta, which is a princess, niece, something or other, to the King of Brightvale, and she is being forced into diplomacy. But wants to be a sorceress. So we're collecting stuff to go ahead and make her starter wand because she left it back at home. But right here, we're going to go to a fence clip, which is interesting, and I know one other person doesn't buffer this. But if we just kind of do that, we can walk through the fence and then jump into this kind of out of bounds thing, and then upward right next to this tree we need to climb.
I need to specify, Clang made that look easy. The button combo for that is so precise.
Buffered
truly
is precise.
don't know how he does that.
It's a hard one. A lot of people just don't even try it because of the time loss if it doesn't go
It's
well.
only 6 seconds faster.
I'm seeing a trend here with these skips and everything.
It's frame perfect.
Yeah. So
Jaxler in chat, why are you going for this?
it's easy, Jax. So Charles actually gave me the strat to do that unbuffered because I was experimenting with Act 2. And for all Charles' strat is you just kind of line up a certain area of one of those posts on the fence, and then just hold R1, which is your run, and your L2, which is your strafe, and just kind of flick the stick backwards and then back forward, and you'll just kind of pop through it. Super consistent.
No, it's not, but go off.
Speak for yourself, buffer.
My X button jumped out of my controller. It doubted so much.
That's such a good line.
Impressive.
I want to steal that. I want to steal that.
Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, man. So for right now, we're doing a little bit of casual Act 2. We're just walking around talking to people. We had that, and I quote, old lady come talk to us and ask her to save her hairs, which is up there in that tree. We don't. So instead...
It's acknowledged in cutscenes that you did save it later, but you just don't have
it's
to.
with the package. And so instead, we're just going to come in here and meet Saradar in the library. He's going to put together our wand, and we're going to do some wand training with this horrible spellbook that loves to be mean. If I do the spellbook manipulation correctly, this shouldn't take very long.
Y'all got a manipulation for this thing now?
I do. It was not being nice, but that's fine.
Every day I learn a new way this game has been broken.
Ideally, you can get that in 2-3 hit combo cycles. It's the best I've got, but it's okay. We have a new trick coming up here. I guess it's not a new trick. Newly implemented trick. That
it's pretty new.
It had been timed before by somebody, but they said it was slower. But I guess it's just a skill issue because I timed it and it was 10 seconds faster. Deesh. So we call this Jube, which is short for Jordana Out of Bounds, which is the old lady character that we get to see a lot. And we kind of just will go to our bed, go sleep. The big bad evil fairy is going to take over Fairyland. And then we're just going to walk next door to our instructor, Saradar, to his room and just kind of use a plant to just defy walls. Because we can. And assuming I do this right.
I tell you, walls are a suggestion in this game.
Yeah. And so there's two tiny soft blocks I could accidentally hit here. And that's both of them not even a problem anymore.
Nice.
That was fairly clean, other than me missing the text skip for that first dialogue. We need to hit that to load that cutscene trigger. But for now, for like the rest of Act 2, it's mostly plain. We have one more out of bounds that's a little silly. But we're just gonna run over here to the clock tower because the old lady has been captured by the big bad evil fairy. And we need to make sound to distract her so we can go free this really kind lady that didn't do anything to us. And we didn't do anything for her.
Oh, minor potential flashing lights warning after we finish pushing these weights around, by the way.
Nothing quite as bad as that crystal, though.
No. The crystal is absolutely the worst. So here, what we're doing is if you... Oh, Noel almost got crushed. That was almost really bad.
He's fine, don't worry about it.
Like a Karibo.
So if you move the stick in a direction, say just straight forward, the character's just going to push the item forward. But if you were to move it, say, forward and then to the right or to the left, you can just animation cancel it infinitely. So if you just kind of wiggle back and forth between the diagonal, you can just repeatedly grunt and move the item really fast for no reason. Why is this in the game? Great question.
Neopets, the Darkest Faerie is a beautiful game that I love very much, that is held together by duct tape and prayer.
Quote Cole Quill from a long time ago, I swear this game is good. He was one of the original runners.
It's like it's not even the actual brand duct tape, it's the Dollar General version.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so right there, that wall just like kind of doesn't like having wall properties. So we can just kind of wedge ourselves there with a speed potion and just walk out of bounds again.
I looked away and then I looked back and then the game just out of bounds. Okay.
Yeah.
You blink and you miss it with this run.
Specifically this run, yeah. So now for real, the rest of Act 2 is casual. We just kind of run to these cutscenes. That's the staircase we came up, and some big monster comes and destroys it, so we can't take that way. And then our lovely protagonist here, Roberta, remembers that the endless staircase, as horrible as it sounds, as a kid at least, exists. So we can use the endless staircase to leave Fairyland. That's what we're doing.
Well,
there's supposed to be some puzzle to figure out the right way to go with the statues and stuff, but the puzzle is the same every time, so we can kind of just do a little jig in the middle and solve the puzzle.
So these statues are going to point down, we're going to get a little bit of a stinger, and then we're just going to kind of walk back and forth between that like dark stare and the light stare, and that's the loading trigger. Why is it so obvious? Don't ask me.
I should say while you're...
What's funny is the game doesn't even tell you how to solve that puzzle. Like it doesn't really give you any hints unless you happen to read a single book in the entire game that tells you. There is a book that tells you which direction, like, you know, like, oh, it's where the quiggles are pointing. That's the way you should go. But if you just happen to not read that book, which is super easy to do, you're never going to know.
Look at this guy. Doesn't even know the endless staircase lore.
Listen.
It just, the game probably just assumed that he was going to go out of bounds anyway.
You actually can solve that staircase by going out of bounds. We just haven't figured out a way to do it fast enough yet.
Yeah. So I actually, about like a month and a half ago, so the Cloak of Heroes is tied to this character since we got it in Act 1, and there's no way to get into Act 2. Until a month and a half ago, I found a way to smuggle into Act 2. Unfortunately, we can't do anything faster with it, as of yet. So if anybody has any big brain ideas, please come join our Discord and drop them, and we will absolutely try them.
Well,
we are desperate for time save.
I'm going to jump in with a Discord comment. For those people that are also looking at getting involved in the GDQ community, we have an official Games Done Quick Discord, and you can add the Hotfix Enjoyer role, which you totally should. You can stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Best friends in chat, because there's a whole bunch of you in there right now. ! Discord, type it in Twitch chat right now, and you can get an invite and get some more information about these awesome. Okay, we're out of bounds again. All right, I'm gonna go touch grass. No, grass doesn't exist out of bounds. Never mind. All right, I'm just here.
This area may look familiar to you. I should mention, Act 3 is one of the longest acts in the game. It has most of the bosses and dungeons in the game. We don't do any of it.
None of
It's not entirely
We are just
true.
we're just entering the back door of the castle again, the same way we did in Act 1.
Of course. Why would we play the game when we can just not? That's what speedrunning is all about. Playing this game you love fast as little as possible.
The funny thing is, most of the runs that I usually do are actually glitchless categories, so seeing this, my brain is just like, what am I looking at?
I don't think anyone's tried running a glitchless yet.
I've been considering making a no out of bounds category for this game, and let me tell you, it would be so much better.
Oh, yeah. It would be like a multi-day stream kind of thing. So here we have the Faerie sisters, which chased us out of Act 1. And the reason we have to swap to our other character there... Presumably, yes. We actually just kind of left on our own will. So we have to come up here and hit them with Roberta because they have a magical shield that makes them invulnerable to physical damage. And because we skipped a few triggers that we're going to have to go hit later, we can just kind of wail on them until they're HP 0.
Okay, but why is King DDD in the background? Like, legally, you saw that, right?
Yeah, that's King Scarl.
That is King Scarl, not King DDD. I can see the resemblance.
I can too, don't worry.
They're second cousins, okay?
And that right there.
Oh, I've never heard that one before.
Neopet. That's the DDD fairy.
Oh, I got it to be sure.
Oh, you got squished, minion. Yeah. If you freeze him during his spawn animation, that happens.
That was not nice. This game is all sorts of broken, but it's so perfect.
I'm loving this run so much.
It's a good one.
It's a beautiful speed game. Everyone should play this speed game.
These minions are frozen because they are just so annoying to fight if they're not, because they tend to hop around to the point you can't even hit them.
And they can just choose
to dodge we should mention that fight with those minions Clag just breezed through is the hardest fight in this run.
Oh, absolutely.
By far.
You get hit once you die, basically.
Oh.
Yeah. There is, so I learned this recently, there is genuinely a stealth damage mechanic in this game, which is why those like little frog looking guys kind of just died immediately, whereas otherwise they would take 2 hits. It's really dumb. So freezing that also makes it so they maintain that throughout the entirety of their freeze, letting us kill them way faster.
The ultimate power move would have been if Plague said, yeah, I just learned recently that you can die in 1 hit there.
I wish. If I lost a run to dying to that gauntlet, I would probably cry.
I learned this run during the commentary that you can die in 1 hit there.
Oh yeah, those artillery at the end,
genuinely
if they do their charge move at you, it is a 1-hit kill.
If you're low enough, yeah. If you take any damage beforehand, it's a 1-shot, which is horrible.
Those artillery are my arch nemesis.
Your artillery nemesis?
Exactly.
So that there, I figured out on my own, where if you walk kind of towards that target that we need to power up with our magic, and then turn away, you can get Roberta to aim at the target, kind of, but not the Darkest Faerie, which she loves to do, which we can't hit. And skip both texts and just kind of fuel it before we get any instruction on what to do.
And this is Act 4, but we are skipping all of it.
Act 4
again. Exactly. Straight out of bounds.
Yeah.
There's no experiencing the actually pretty cool environment of Altador here. Instead, we're going straight into
this
what would only be the final
4.
puzzle. Yeah, this is the end of Act 4, and it is the last puzzle room series of different and actually relatively annoying things you would need to do in this area.
I must emphasize that single ledge fly skipped minimum 10 hours of content.
Oh yes,
it's quite a lot.
And this is the last dangerous run in this trick, or dangerous trick in this run. There's a game over playing if I mess that up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, where'd it go? Okay.
And everyone knows if you get a little unlucky in the sewer shrine, it's going to take you a very, very, very long time to finish this act.
Don't remind me.
But yeah, just one final puzzle, slapping some switches with our magic sword, and we're about to hit the final boss.
And that is exactly what we needed to collect those modes throughout the game, other than doing extra damage. And so we're going to skip 4 cutscenes here. 4 cutscenes. And then we have the big bad, terrible evil boss trying to destroy 2 kingdoms at once in her words. Hardest fight in the game. Please. Thank you. I was too close.
It's a shame this final boss is as undercooked as it is, but the devs kind of ran out of time for a lot of this game.
Ah, gotcha.
I might lose a little bit of time. No, I don't. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we're going to have a cutscene when we run to the stairs on the opposite side, and then we're going to end that cutscene and run back towards this fountain, and once the fade starts running towards the fountain, that's time. I'll try to give a countdown for it. Okay, so time's going to be in 3, 2, 1, and there.
Jeez.
That is the entire run.
GG.
This run is perfect.
That was a very solid run.
Oh my gosh.
Minus the crystal breaking, it was very clean.
And you know what?
The time was?
It is 34:05.
Okay, so 6 seconds off
really
record.
good. What? A low 34?
Yeah. So when I re-picked up this category a week ago when you asked me to be on the show, I recorded twice to get a 34:12 and a 33:59.
Oh wow.
So, you know what? I'm okay with that.
A low 34 in a marathon setting is, I would say, pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a little more than pretty good.
Congratulations, Clag.
Thank you.
Gosh.
So let's see.
Yeah, please, all 3 of you, take the time, shout out who you are, where they can find you, what are you currently playing, give some love to the Neopets community, because y'all are, those that don't know, the Neopets community, from what I've gotten to see so far, they are cool.
We run deep.
Aw.
Yeah. But yeah,
we do.
Please shout yourselves out. You deserve it.
You guys go first.
All right, well. Okay, I'll go. Okay. My name is Herbemeyer, and I stream on Twitch. I'm a little, moose girl, Servid VTuber. And the first game I ever streamed was this one. This is a childhood favorite of mine. And I will be properly learning to speedrun this summer when I'm not, actively in school working full time. And everyone here in the Neopets community has been absolutely so precious to me, and it has been showing me the ropes, and they're just the sweetest, all of them. They're excellent. So definitely, huge shout out to Shy and Deesh, and of course King Jax. Kick out.
I don't usually stream on Twitch. I have a YouTube channel you can find like some VODs on and some art that I do. I have an art station if you feel like looking at my art. I do illustration. Keiko13 on there. And I would like to shout out the Neopets Speedrun Discord, which you can find on the speedrun.com page for this game. If you want to learn the run, as smooth as Clag made those tricks look, they are not actually as hard to execute as they may seem. This is a really good, fun, glitchy run to learn, and we would love to see new people try it out. We would love to help anyone who wants to learn the run, and you can get a pretty decent leaderboard time pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah.
So we'd love to have you there.
Well, I'm Flagnrock, as before. I've been streaming on Twitch as of recent, and all my PBs and whatnot are being uploaded to YouTube. And right now, as I said, I'm learning Hundo, which is 100%, which is a very long 3-hour category, but I'm currently trying to get records on all 8 runs of this game, so the 4 categories, both on console and digital. If you want to join our Neopets Speedrun Discord, you can check us out on speedrun.com. On our page, we have the Discord link there. And just shout outs to my wife for dealing with me running this game constantly. Let's see, Hervin Keika for being here, Shy for passing on my name and, getting me this opportunity to be on the show, which super awesome. And then Deesh and everybody else in the community for just being super supportive and, helping me put everything together and learn it all. And thanks for being here. Thanks for having us. It's been great.
Yeah,
this was absolutely amazing to watch. And GG's in chat one more time for the entire Neopets crew. Y'all rolled out, and you're awesome. I can't speak highly enough. But before we head to break, hello, friends, and welcome back to this dark mode edition of Express Lane. It has been such a fun pair of runs to start off, and now we are on the back half, and we are going strong. We are going to be switching gears, literally, I guess, in a way. We'll let the smart people talk, and I'm not one of them. But we're going to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Dark Story with Devu. Devu, take it away.
Hello everybody, Devu here. I'm here with Savik and I Like Eggs. I'm going to be playing Dark Story, part of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It's the cooler characters, of course. We got Shadow, Rouge, and Eggman. And it's going to be 3 different styles of playing with speed, hunting, and mech. Let me introduce... No, I already introduced them. Let's say hello, Savik and Eggs.
Hello, hello.
Well then.
Do this thing?
Yeah, we are ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you count down whenever you are set.
Devu said the word.
I'm good. I'm ready. Let's do this. Sorry, I was waiting on you.
Okay, Devu. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
There we go.
Oh, we're going. All right, cool.
We're just gonna get things started right here.
Thank you, Eggs.
All right, so we're loading into the first stage of this run. So this is Iron Gate. We're actually starting with Eggman in Dark Story, not Shadow as you might expect. This stage, so mech is mostly about preserving speed through all these these corridors and everything, and we're also gonna be shooting a lot of enemies, shooting open these doors, all that kind of stuff to progress this level as fast as we can. And there is one major trick coming up that we're gonna go for. So, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so this is going to be an attempt at Iron Gate wall run. You're going to see a lot of pausing here because it is extremely precise, and we are on the wall. We are through. We're still safe. Don't worry. This is okay. We can save this. So Iron Gate wall run is a GameCube exclusive strat. This is why we are playing on the GameCube today. For reasons that are very complicated, GameCube handles mathematical calculations, specifically floating point, very differently. And it allows us to just stick onto the wall if we have enough speed and we're on that sloped surface. And you are about to see him attempt it for the second time here. So here we go.
See?
Lots of pauses, make sure we're lined up. And that one didn't work, but
that's fine.
We have a checkpoint. It's going to be okay. I'm not sure if we're going for it again because we did our Already get it once. Okay, hold on. He's a madman.
There we go.
He actually is a madman. Hold on.
Wow, it's okay. That's actually crazy because this trick is actually it's really hard. It's literally a frame perfect input to get onto the wall there.
The crazy thing is when you watch Devu do attempts for Dark Story, he will often be stuck in Iron Gate for over an hour just to do what he just did here. So this is actually kind of a big deal. We're on a real run, folks.
Yeah, this is real.
Let's go.
I mean, we lost in a couple seconds there, but yeah, this is fine.
Second try wall run's really not too bad actually.
Yeah, because you have the checkpoint right there. So it's pretty chill.
Yeah, if he gets it within first try or second try for the second one, we are on an attempt. So we are on an attempt.
Yeah, that went way better than I thought it would, honestly.
We can breathe a sigh of relief. It's all smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, but next up is Hot Shot. All the bosses in this game are kind of a joke, frankly. So we're just going to kind of just boop his nose a couple times. Oh, we are going for this, though. This is a funny... This is Hotter Shot, I think?
That's not good.
That's okay.
It is the name, however...
Okay,
a little bit of a hiccup.
We didn't quite land on that box perfectly because it's actually really stupid and annoying, but
yeah, only losing a little bit to that hiccup. And now we're now heading into where runs go to die, Dry Lagoon. So
yes, this is our first hunting stage where you have to find 3 pieces of Master Emerald, and they are randomly generated. And we read these little hints throughout the stage to tell us where they are. So let's see how good of luck we get this time.
Yeah, so you're going to see potentially a lot of resets here if we don't get a favorable piece. The reason for that, we're looking for something either in this starting area or a free piece too, so that we don't have to come back here later. And
so here, we spotted left nut here.
Yeah, so this piece is called Coconut. So you just go up on the tree, you grab your piece, and now we should be able to get both of our piece 1 and piece 3 in this area. We run up this, look for a free piece. Sadly, there is nothing here for us. But our final piece should be nearby. Let's take a look. Unfortunately, that is garbage. That's over in the side area here next to the jail. So we're going to clip out of bounds and glide over to our final piece. So basically, there's usually about 30 piece 1s, piece 2s, and piece 3s each. When Devu reads his hint, he knows exactly where it is, with a few exceptions where they share piece names. But usually you read the hint, you know exactly where to go. We've got all of this memorized. It's a bit of a barrier to entry, but once you have this down, it's actually really fun to hunt.
It's about 100 piece locations per stage to memorize, and there's 4 hunting stages in this run, so it's a lot.
We've got something nice here for you. So we're waiting for this little intro scene to play. We're going to see a reset most likely right after this, just because there are global cycles in the stage that are going through. Never mind, we're just going for it. So
we're not.
There is a frame perfect trick we're going to be going for. So we're going to be shooting an off-screen balloon, and we are hitting it. So if we hit this balloon and hit the sand at the same time, Eggman dies and gets popped up simultaneously. So Eggman is currently in a state of half death. He can only walk. That is all he can do. And we are walking conveniently towards the Mystic Melody upgrade, which we are actually too high to collect. But thankfully, there is a conveniently placed robot that is dropping bombs. When these bombs interact with Eggman, it lowers his height very quickly. That's exciting. We collect the Mystic Melody, restores Eggman to perfect working order. We play the Mystic Melody, spawn the portal, jump through the portal, and now we're at the end of the stage. Pretty exciting stuff.
And all in all, it only saves like 10 seconds because of the cycles and because you walk so slowly in that zombie state. But it is a really important skip for early game of Dark Story.
Yeah, it's we generally go.
Wait, was that Gamer Bomb? Wait,
that was the Gamer Bomb.
Was that the -1 cycle or whatever?
This was -1 cycle, yes.
Wait, that's so okay.
Yes. So I will highlight what Devu just did saves real time. Usually we go by the in-game time plus menuing. However, Devu is swagging, so he just goes for the faster RTA strat.
I wasn't going to go for -1 cycle, but then I got the Gamer Bomb, and I was like, I have to.
That's 129 is so good. Oh my god.
As much as that was exciting, and as much as Devu's gaming, we're about to see Devu in his office, his home away from home, Radical Highway, even when this man was a brand new runner. He was already top level at this stage. So now that he's a top level runner, he is going to do things that nobody else goes for. This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be
surely I didn't jinx him.
I mean, some would call this stage the best stage, too.
It's true, the best stage.
Well, Divu would.
Divu and also like me as a 5-year-old.
So we're going to start off with a loop skip there, just because loops are slow. We don't like them. Now we're going to do something called a mock bounce. It's very similar to super bouncing, but we don't actually have the bounce bracelet. And what happened there is you spin dash into the wall. It preserves all of your horizontal speed, converts it into vertical, and pops you all the way up. Saves 2 seconds. Here's a GameCube exclusive. We have a little wall run there. Walls just are different on the GameCube, so you can just run up it. If we moonwalk, unfortunately we got stuck there, but if we moonwalk, it projects Shadow's hitbox backwards into a spring inside of the box, and he did it again there.
And moonwalking is where you slam yourself into a wall, and then you start going backwards really fast. And
now,
it's kind of cool.
We've got a good one coming up for you in just a moment. I'm gonna have to talk about how loops work in this game to kind of set the stage. But loops have this property called loop speed. Basically, you get speed so you don't get knocked off of the loop and you can kind of go around it. Divu's going to delay the activation of that loop speed and use that to launch. Oh, never mind.
That's okay. We can back this up.
False alarm.
It's a really hard trick to hit, and it's like a really specific setup, so it totally understandable.
We've got another one coming up for you. We're going to skip a little bit of this stage. Oh my god, good save.
We're good.
We are good. So we are doing
so
gap jump here, and we are making it all the way across the stage. And you know what? Divu's so good that even when it goes badly for him, this is still considered for most people a great Radical Highway time.
This is a good, 143 is still very solid.
That was pretty scary there.
You know what? I still think that was exciting. It's really, I think the sign of a good speedrunner is not the tricks that they do, but the backups they do when the tricks don't work. And this man's got backups on backups, and this is Egg Quarters. Eggs, this is you. This is your stage.
This is my quarters right here, or so you might say. So we're actually gonna be finding 3 keys now. We gotta get into Eggman's base or something like that. I don't remember the plot of this game, I'm gonna be honest. But anyways, so we're gonna find 3 keys. There's gonna be a couple of free piece checks we're gonna do, but also we're gonna be getting an upgrade in the stage that lets us dig into walls for certain pieces, and the game does force it so that we will get a piece that requires a dig in this stage. So we have to go collect that upgrade, which is a little annoying, but it's okay. This piece is in green room over there, and we're probably gonna see what's called death strats here. So most of the piece 2s in this stage are in red room, or a lot of them are in red room. So what we can actually do is collect our first piece and then die, and then basically we warp back to red room in a way, and also regenerate what our piece was. So we're gonna do that here, and this is way faster than running all the way back. So let's see what we got here. We do not get a ping, so we're just going to go, and we got one pretty close anyways, the snake flame up here, just in this hallway.
Oh, if I could jump.
If we can just get up that slope, it's really annoying. And then we're gonna read our last hint. It's probably an altar room, right?
Oh, this could be either.
This is a 50-50.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
it's the close one. Let's go.
You know what? This is why I always tell new runners, always play for the POG. You go for the closer option because you think it shouldn't be there, but the game just surprises you anyway. Piece generation's kind of funny that way. The way piece 3s work, you draw a line in 3D space between your piece 1 and your piece 2. And the 50% of piece 3s that are the closest are out of contention, but just so happens that piece 1, piece 2 line strikes through so many other pieces that you can still get a piece 3 right over there.
Yeah. Funny piece generation math, and especially in Egg Quarters, because the stage is a big circle, so the lines from piece 1 to piece 2 get really weird, and you can get a lot of things, like right there, like we got a piece in red room and a piece in blue and in green room, so you'd think bloom's right between them, but it can still spawn anyways, which is really cool.
I want to highlight, this is really minor, but I think it's kind of weird. So any stage in this game that has a rendered cutscene such as this, if you reset at the beginning, the in-game timer will actually start ticking 0.85 seconds later. Lost Colony has an additional property where the elevator, for reasons that I would best describe as somehow, just starts higher on the reset. So that's actually the most important reset in the entire run.
It saves like 1 full second. I think, right?
I
More than that.
I think it's over a second. So
just
we're
by simply restarting. Yeah.
Yep. So here's our jet engine upgrade, and hello, Shining.
Oh no.
I think Shining has already run, or we will see Shining soon. So that is a reference to somebody who is part of the event today. This hover upgrade, the jet engine, basically, if you pause, the reason he's doing this pause is that he wants the two A inputs, the A input corresponding to the jump and the A input corresponding to the hover, to be as close together as possible, because the closer they are, the more height Eggman gets. It allows him to do things that the developers did not intend him to do. So you're going to see lots of skips. It's not as prominent in Lost Colony as it will be in the next stage, Weapons Bed, but we'll point out some of the cool things that Divu gets to do there. For now, we are on an elevator, and it's very exciting.
Welcome to Elevator Story, guys.
You know what? I think it's really important to point out that on the left side of your screen, you are going to see our best friend, our companion in arms, Big the Cat. He is coming up.
Let's see. Hold.
I don't know if the mouse is visible to anybody else, but I just want to point out Divu is mousing over each beetle. He's.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Oh, is there no big on the GameCube? This is tragic.
Wait, what?
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot.
What? It's a PC.
Wait, this is the worst day of my life. Okay, I forgot.
I didn't know it was a PC
exclusive. It's not PC exclusive. It's actually HD remaster exclusive.
Oh, sorry, HD. Right.
So yeah, there is no Big the Cat. I'm so sorry. Forgive me for I have sinned. I promised Big there was.
Big's
in the
also
Dreamcast, but not the GameCube.
They took him out only for the GameCube version of the game.
That's so messed up.
That is actually toxic. Why do we play this one? I mean, we get Iron Gate Wall Run, we can save 40 seconds, but we lose.
Yeah, I think there's like
all these cool tricks.
40 seconds.
No, Froggy.
All right, so Weapons Bed's a peculiar one. I think maybe in playtesting they thought the level was too slow. So when Eggman's on this aircraft carrier, he's actually running as fast as he would with speed shoes. You'll see when we get speed shoes what happens. Spoiler alert, nothing.
0.1 seconds of time save. Just you wait. Anyway, so we're doing a lot of pause hovers here to get up to these little heights. And that also just hover right over this water section. It saves a couple seconds. It's pretty nice. We're gonna do that probably a couple more times.
Yeah, there's one more, I think.
This level. Yeah, most of this level is just doing smooth movement throughout all this, shooting down these robots, dodging those bullets there. This section's really weird. You have to thread this line around the edge of the Speedy Walk area. What's it called? Aircraft carrier?
Yeah.
That thing. Yeah. So anyway, so we're doing a very specific ring route here, so that if you hit a checkpoint when you have between 80 and 99 rings, or 80 and 89 rings, then you will get speed shoes, which increases your speed. But as we said before, the aircraft carriers already give you a speed shoes speed, so it'll actually only save time for this little section he's walking.
Oh, he did it! He got to
that was the time save.
He got to the pulley faster.
Just a few frames faster. Can you believe it?
But yeah, as you can see, we're just going at normal speed on the aircraft carrier. No satellite jump.
That's okay.
Oh, that's actually a problem.
Okay.
We have to go the long way around now because
this is okay. It's only loses a couple seconds.
Yeah. But that satellite is deceptively big in terms of its hitbox. It is a gigantic cube. I don't know why.
It's a cylinder, actually.
Is it a cylinder?
Yes, I looked at the hitbox once. I'm trying to lab out how to do it.
It is a gigantic cylinder.
It's just a giant, but it extends it's like twice as high as it should be based on where the model is. So you can actually jump on that hit cylinder and then jump off of it, but it's actually really tall. So it's hard to get onto. And also the hitbox is invisible, so you can't see what you're trying to get onto. And only say it's half a second or something like that, I think.
All right, it's time for an epic showdown between good and evil. Yeah. Evil and good, even. Basically, you can...
Evil scientist and literal child, I think.
Yeah. I always bet on the scientist. Don't bet on the child. So you can just face tank Tails here, and it's literally fine. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward fight. It's not as free as the Hero Story version, but it's still...
Here's our version. You literally just literally walk forward and shoot.
All right,
Eggman.
so
it's fine.
this stage actually is different on GameCube, most notably. So there's 3 different colored safes that you can activate: blue, yellow, or red. Blue is active by default. On the PC version, the safe that you have active is a global variable, so we always set yellow ahead of time. We do not have that luxury on GameCube. We have to roll with blue, which is statistically worse. Sucks, but the bigger problem that Divu is likely going to run into is there's actually less hint monitors on the GameCube version, so he has to be very careful which hints he decides to read.
Okay, so
should be
so
fine
far we're
though.
chilling.
Should be fine given that it's taking nap, which is the enemy in the back right corner over here.
Yeah, this is probably a win for blue saves. I think right
well,
here.
Maybe.
Oh my god! Wait, yeah, just no saves.
Hold on.
Let's see what's our last piece. Oh yeah,
all the containers. Nice. All right.
Can we do this? Oh, funny.
This is a fun piece to grab because you do the.
It's really slow, but you get to this cool movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, the safes. We talked about the safes. Like some of the master emeralds you have to collect there are locked in the safes, and you can only access a third of them at a time.
Oh, not
but
the master emeralds. The Sonic fans are going to eat you alive.
The master emeralds, the chaos emerald. I don't know. I don't know the lore.
You know what? I always have to explain. We're not Sonic fans. We just speedrun the game.
Exactly.
We don't know things.
Okay, so flying out. This is probably this fight actually takes a second, believe it or not. We're still just gonna boop like this robot a bunch of times, but we're gonna do it in a really specific way. So we're gonna do this specific manip so that we get him into this corner here, and we're gonna hit him hopefully twice here. Yep, looks like we're gonna get him twice there before he gets in bounds, which confuses his AI. So he just stays in this corner. We're gonna hit him again, so he's facing to the left of that corner that Rouge is in. And that makes him just spin around in this corner. We're gonna do it again, and then he's gonna keep spinning around. We're just gonna hit him one more time. It's really fast. So normally, when you're playing this casually, he would like fly all across the arena like a bunch of times, but we just make him sit in the corner and just get bullied. So it becomes like a 32-second boss. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every single boss, because they have predictable AI, we can manip them to do exactly what we want, and that one is it's on full display for Flying Dog.
The AI is entirely based on what your movements are.
So more of Shadow. Divu is actually a Shadow specialist. It's just a shame we haven't seen our boy for a while. So White Jungle here, it's got some sauce. First thing you're going to see is Divu just running under these barriers. That is a property known as storage. Basically, while he's holding the B button and before that spin dash animation comes out, he has all of the properties of everything that the action button does because they put like 10 things on one button. So great coding, but it allows him to just run under these barriers. That's the first thing we're going to see, but there's going to be a few other things. We're going to jump on top of this weight here just to skip a little spring. If we can skip springs, we're happy. There's a few more we absolutely have to skip. Like I said, with loops, we hate them. We're jumping over them. That's actually extremely tight.
It's very smooth.
Here's something that you'll never see a PC runner do. The normal wall run that we do in that room just doesn't work on PC, so he's got to do this alternate one, which turns out it's faster anyway, so Diva's just kind of goated for that. We are skipping the spring. It's extremely finicky. And here comes one that a lot of runners, even at the top level, will not dare go for. It is known as wine skip.
I don't get this. This trick is fake, but Divu just hits it every time.
So remember how we had that mock bounce in Radical Highway where he converted all of his horizontal speed? He did it again there, but he was on a sloped surface, so it didn't convert straight up. It converted and sent him on an angle, which just so happened to skip a vine. It's called wine skip, I think, because there was a typo and we just went with it. Saves about 3 seconds, and that is a fantastic White Jungle, by the way. 124?
124.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that like almost community gold or something?
Probably.
Jeez.
I don't know, but I've never seen a 124 in my life, even with the light dash.
And here's the most quotable cutscene.
Oh, that's
true. If we had a real crowd right now, everyone would be screaming it, of course.
Shout out to Strawberry Jam, who recited the whole thing on the channel a couple days ago.
That's crazy. Shout out to Strawberry
That's fantastic.
There you go. We're gonna do another boss fight here. We're literally just gonna walk at Sonic and homing attack him a couple times.
Oh yeah, remember
because if you're behind him, we're actually doing the storage strat.
We are.
Never mind.
So So yeah, remember I said storage gives you the properties of everything the action button does? Yeah, it turns out damage is one of those properties, so you can just walk into him and he dies.
What?
But normally if you somersault at Sonic, he actually dodges the attack. But if you have the somersault properties with storage, you're not actually considered somersaulting yet to his AI. So he just lets you hit. He just lets you just do whatever you want. Just keep hitting him over and over again. Just walk into him and he dies.
There's gonna be another boss later on in the run where it has no idea what to do if you manip it correctly. We'll get there. But we've got Route 280, and we have two actual kart enjoyers on commentary.
Kart, yes.
We love kart. So the first thing we're going to want to talk about is why Deevu's going to be wiggling back and forth. The Wiggles. So it's actually, we actually screwed up as a community. We should have called it the Wiggles. But anyway, he is drifting because that is going to allow him to go. Okay, all right, hold on. I will talk about that later. Let's talk about backwards driving. So backwards driving, unfortunately we lost it because our speed went a little bit too low. We'll have another downhill to attempt that again. But it's just a fun little trick we like to do in marathons. It does not save time, but it's actually effortless to control because our controls are not inverted like you might expect. But anyway, we are drifting back and forth. We are wiggling because there's a speed cap if you're not drifting. And it just so happens that the Wiggles raise your speed cap to be about 1.5 times higher. The only caveat is the ability to accelerate. We lose that. So the only way we can bring our speed up is with a downhill through the power of gravity or through the power of the boost button. Every 20 rings we collect will give us a boost. More or less, there's some nuances and doesn't totally work one-to-one like that. But oh my god.
That happens. Deevu was trying to go for the backwards driving for the memes.
That is not the right hill to use.
Yeah, that was very,
It's okay.
dumb.
You know what?
That was a dubious hill to do that
I would have said, use the tunnel. Go for it in the tunnel. But it's okay. You know what? We peer pressure.
We have plenty more time to explain the stage.
It's true. We peer pressure him into backwards driving. He learned it today.
Yeah, literally didn't know how to do it before. There we go.
All right, Eggs, take it away.
This was was all just to get backwards driving, surely.
Oh my god, wait, the plan worked.
But yeah, because you really, that first tunnel is really the best time to set up for backwards driving. You don't really get another good opportunity. But anyway, so we're wiggling, because like Savik said, the speed cap is higher while you're drifting. And so basically we're just going to be staying in that state. Like, I don't think the developers just didn't intend you to be able to stay in this drift state permanently. Like, just to stay in it while you're turning and then stop. But it's just kind of cooler and more fun, honestly, to keep wiggling the stick back and forth the whole stage. And also, but that means that you have to preserve your speed like that, which means that we're going to be using these downhills, and we're actually routing a somewhat specific route. Unfortunately, we lost a little bit of speed there because of the uphills there. But we have a kind of specific ring route that we're trying to go for on this stage, because that will allow us to basically boost at the optimal times. You actually don't get very many boosts in Route 280 as opposed to the Hero Story variant of the stage. So we have to be pretty stingy with our boosts, and we can only use them in very specific scenarios. So we're going to hold on to this one for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically what Dee was looking for without overcomplicating it is either if he's going to get hit by something or there's a steep uphill and needs to get back up to speed. But Route 280, the ring route is honestly pretty straightforward compared to Route 101. You can miss a lot of rings in the stage and you'll still be fine as long as you're going for the route that most people go for. It's a leniency of like 10 to 15 rings.
Yeah, it's really lenient. But here's the problem with love here.
Right. This is a narrow.
Actually, the cars are gone.
Oh yeah.
So we're fine.
So there's obviously narrow stretches like this where you're hugging these cars in the tunnel of love because you got to give them some love. You got to hug them. We don't actually want to though. It's slow. Okay.
Yeah,
we're backwards again.
Let's go.
But yeah, Route 101. It's more about ring routing. This
Also,
it's about
why did
don't
I
hit cars.
That was so dumb.
I think you had your eyes on the prize in terms of backwards driving. Oh, okay. We do not want to hit this car. Okay. Fun fact, if you hit that car on the very same frame that it despawns, you also despawn the entire level and fall to your death. And as we saw when Deevu died before a minute and 20 seconds into the stage, there are no checkpoints. You start at the beginning, so you never ever want to hit that car.
Surely no one here would hit that blue car and despawn the entire stage.
I mean, yeah, it's never happened before.
I mean, I just wanted to play
Don't you have
Root
a
Trading for
yeah, Savick would
That's
never.
what I wanted to do.
I'm one of many people that have done it. All right, so once again, Divu's back on his favorite character, Edgy the Hedgy, Shadow the Hedgehog.
This stage is really short because we do like a skip in the middle of it that cuts out so much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really simple too.
Like, there's no way. What you guys watch this skip? There is no way the developers didn't know about this, because we're gonna see Divu's going to get onto this rail and he's going to switch onto another rail. We're going for the IL version of this. It's way harder, way cooler, and he's Okay, all right. This wasn't part of the plan. We're actually going around. But
there's a whole other mountain that we were heading towards originally, but we just switched rails, and now we're going towards. We completely skipped that whole mountain, all that platforming.
Yeah, so
it's really,
you know, this is actually a rare treat that we got to see that part of the stage. I bet some speedrunners didn't even know that existed because we normally just skip it. But
yeah, you can also just do that rail switch by just jumping off the rail and just very, gracefully like floating through the air and jumping to the other one. It doesn't, it's just the IL version saves a couple of seconds.
We only really lost like 40 for that. So that's 10. Sorry, 10. We normally would get like 40. But basically where we were supposed to go was we were going to go to these big floating pumpkins, and the developers, they must have known. They put items up there. Come on.
They did. They put some rings up there. They must have known you can get to those pumpkins.
And yes, as I was saying, the backups really show the skill, because Divu went for a really interesting backup where he spin dashed off a slope. But anyway, I don't have time to talk about that. I have to talk about Egg Golem. You're going to see Divu is hitting this weak point here, which deals double damage.
Triple damage, even.
Is it triple?
It really is triple, yeah.
Wow.
I labbed that with Cheat Engine one time.
That's crazy. You know, it's one of those situations where somebody tells you something when you start speedrunning a game and you have no reason to ever question it. So I've been living a lie for like 7 years on this boss.
It really is important to hit like his like armpit area, because that hitbox just has more damage for some reason.
All right. It's time for Mad Space. This is my favorite hunting stage. The gimmick is that every hint is going to be backwards, so we're going to have to read these out as we go. 3-colored container. Divu didn't get to read the normal hint that we read on PC because it's just not there. We're heading over to Grav Planet, but we are not going to stay on the Gravity Planet. We don't want to be there, so we're actually going to break out of the gravity before we even land, and we're going to head on over to the Holy Planet. Our piece is just above. It is actually ambiguous, like I was alluding to before. There are 3 potential pieces this could be. It is the red one by the looks of it in that box. Of course, we do not have the upgrade, so Divu has to do that spiral upper to make sure that you can collect it. Flying container is also ambiguous. There are 2 possible flying containers.
It's a good one.
The good one is going to ping green right here, and it is the bad one. This is unfortunate.
The good one is fake, dude. I swear.
It really is. So we're going to go through the box to collect it, because again, we can't break it. And 3-colored container, once again, this is a localization error. This is not a container. It is actually on this moving platform here. It's actually pretty difficult to collect. We want to land on this moving platform and take advantage of the gigantic hitbox with the spiral upper to collect our piece. So not a very good set, but it was still played fairly decently. I would say 103 is perfectly fine, given that GameCube RNG is it's a thing.
Perfect, like me.
And the other gimmick of that stage you probably saw at the end there is that that planet, as long as one of the other planets has like a gravity field around it, and we use there's a skip at the start with a rocket where we just like skip the gravity planet to skip an upgrade, which saves time.
And
but also, at the equator of that planet, your controls get flipped. So the fact that they put a moving piece on the equator of that planet is just evil. It's really hard to get on top of that platform.
But remember I was talking about AI not knowing what to do. Yeah, it turns out Knuckles, if you are above his head, he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. So look, he can just continuously do this. We're just stepping on him repeatedly, and then he dies.
15 seconds.
He doesn't know. He has no idea what's going on. Easiest fight in the game. I've never
that boss
had
really,
with this.
it really is as easy as it looks, honestly. Like you really just glide at him and just head.
I'm so glad Divu is not a Savick viewer.
Thank God, Savick viewers are known for messing that fight up.
It's
anyway,
so true. So Cosmic Wall, this is a great stage, highly technical, super precise, epic to play for 40 seconds.
Yeah, so actually, in all these space stages here, including this one, we actually have this low gravity effect. And when you combine that low gravity with the hover, we actually can hover to go upwards, which is pretty cool and makes this platforming really interesting, and also means that we don't actually pause hover in here, because it's actually slower than just hovering upwards like this.
And I see you, Devo, going for the IL
here.
strat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to explain the skip?
Here. Yeah, so basically this is called Swiss cheese. We're just going to jump off. Normally you go to the right and do a bunch of stuff in this stage. It's really long and hard. But actually we're just going to go up here, go through this tower here. We dodge a couple kill planes that are invisible, but I swear, like, we're actually really close to the kill planes. You need a really specific lineup to get past them, but we're fine here. And then we're just gonna hover out of bounds for a while.
Yeah, we're
that was the stage.
We're not totally done. There's still a kill plane on our left. We're just waiting to move to the left now. We can we're pretty safe, so he's gonna adjust over there. So yeah, when he was in that inverted tower, there's actually a kill plane on his left, a kill plane on his right, one above, one below, and then the one on his right stayed after he got out for a little while. And he had this huge one on his left, so you just have to memorize it. We've got a kill plane viewer to learn.
Yeah, there were also, for a little bit, we're probably past them now, but there's also one below us and one above us for a while there. But, you know, we had enough height that we were fine. We kind of thread the needle between the two. It's not too precise.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while, by the way. So,
yeah, if we have any announcements or anything, this would be a good time.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here vibing, and, like, y'all are amazing, just throwing that out there. But I do have announcements, and basically, y'all should be getting ready for Summer Games Done Quick 2025 by checking out our SGDQ ambassadors. All through the month of June, they've been supporting Doctors Without Borders, and you can do the same by joining each ambassador's community in the lead up to SGDQ. So you should be using !SGDQ ambassadors to check out that full schedule. And also, talking about SGDQ, prize submissions are currently open, and you should head after the run, because this run is still going on, and it's amazing, so stay tuned for it. But after it's done, go to gamesdonequick.com for more info on prize submissions. It's going to be a banger of a marathon, and just like this has been an absolute banger of a run, and chat's been loving it, I've been loving it, and I'm going to go back to vibing.
All right, so I'll take over from here. I'm sure people were really confused while this was happening because you couldn't see the stage. It took us a while to get here, but now it has popped into view. That is actually the tunnel that represents the final auto scroller in the stage. It just took a long time of holding forward with absolutely nothing nearby. But now we're going to be following that, and at the very end of this tube is our goal ring. So this is known as Swiss cheese. It's a silly name, but the skip that this obsoleted was called CWSS, or Cosmic Wall Skip Swiss. So yeah, Swiss cheese, you go through a hole in the ceiling like Swiss cheese, I guess. Ethmar, who discovered it, had a sense of humor. This skip was unveiled during the grand finals of a tournament in 2018 where nobody, including the commentators, knew about this skip. So only the two runners in grand finals. It was actually one of the most epic reveals of a skip ever. But yeah, anyway, that's Cosmic Wall. Now we are going to have our rematch with Tails. So Tails has an upgrade. It's a big death laser. He's much more aggressive than the Hero Story counterpart. So once again, AI manips are going to be the name of the game here. As long as Devu plays this according to his plan, it should be fine. So you're going to see that he's going to intentionally get hit here so that he has invincibility frames to deliver the second hit there. Tails is going to fire his laser, and we get our fourth and final hit there. He got the third while I was talking. I couldn't even register it. He's just too fast. He gets a 14. He's insane.
These bosses are too fast. You can't talk about it.
So I'm going to have to get ahead of this one. This next one is Final Chase. This is a crazy skip. It skips the whole stage. Basically, gravity is weird in this game. Whatever direction gravity is relative to Shadow while he's on these gravity rails is going to be the direction of gravity. We are going to take advantage of that and jump off of the rail at one of two possible frames with our skewed gravity. We are going to maintain this skewed gravity. Weave between two kill planes. Oh, okay. So we did not keep our skewed gravity. Okay. That's okay. We've got more tries. So we're going to once again try to get off on one of two possible frames. And then we're going to see what happens next. It's pretty exciting. Here we go. So we are that is a possible GameCube quirk. The camera turns a little bit quickly, so that might have been what happened there. Hard to say, but we will get through. Don't worry, Divu is a professional. Looks good. And so we are between two kill planes. We turn around while maintaining skewed gravity, and we are now projecting Shadow falling with style, with skewed gravity directly toward the goal ring. We are going to be there in about 10 seconds from now, and you're going to see it at about 31 seconds on the clock, if I remember correctly. Nope, I'm a little bit delayed. Okay, it was about 33, but there's our goal ring. We break skewed gravity, which basically happens when you it's kind of like stalling a plane. You just pitch Shadow up and your speed goes below the threshold required to maintain it, and then it just starts falling normally. That is Final Chase Fling Skip. It is a crazy skip. Always love to see it. That skip is my baby, and I'm always happy to teach people that skip if you ever want to learn it. But Eggs will...
Yeah, so someone calls Savick the Fling King.
Maybe.
Believe it or not. Time's going to be the end of this boss, by the way.
Yeah, time's at the end of this boss is going to be 5 hits, and we will count these off. That's 1.
We're literally just going to homing attack into him a couple times. That's 2.
3.
3. 4. This is 4. And...
Time.
All right.
GG's. Oh, that was wild.
But yeah, for that boss, literally all you do is just homing attack him with a nice rhythm of 3 hits, and he just doesn't know what to do and just lets him hit you. So, so it's great.
I just like that end screen of Shadow just arms crossed, and then Sonic is just taking a nap behind him.
That was a great run, Divu.
That was absolutely amazing.
It was really fun. Glad to stay under estimate, even with a minute and a half of death en route 280.
Oops. No, that happens. It was
for the content.
Yeah, we wanted backwards driving.
Exactly.
It was for the content.
And yeah, chat's been absolutely loving that content, FYI. But yeah, GG's to all of you. Now's your time to shout out who you are, where they can find you, what you're playing. Shout out the Sonic Adventure 2 battle community. The floor is all yours.
Sonic Adventure 2 community is really cool. You can find us from our SRC page. We have a Discord. Everyone in the community is really awesome and really helpful for learning this game. Like Savick said, he pretty much teaches everybody personally how to do playing. So there's really great community. My name is Divu121. I really don't have social media. You can find my YouTube page, I guess, and watch my runs.
He's on Twitch.
Oh, I am on Twitch. Yeah, that too. Divu121.
You're on Twitch, streaming this exact shenanigans that you just saw.
But yeah. And
I will answer a chat question. I am going to find the clip, and probably while we're in intermission, I'm gonna post that clip of the Cosmic Wall reveal just so that you have it. It's a pretty cool clip. The commentators were blindsided, but I guess I'll do my shout outs. Really shout out to the SA2 community. We are very, very passionate about this game, and if you're interested in Dark Story, you will get swarmed if you try to learn it. We will absolutely try to teach you everything we know. We really love sharing. Sharing is caring in the SA2 community. And yes, I love teaching Fling. I've probably taught about half of this community at least how to do it. You can find me on most social media with the name Savick or Savick Gaming, depending on which one. But either of those two, you'll find me probably playing this game because I just love playing this game and talking about this game. So I'm glad I got to talk about the game today. And that's really all I want to shout out. Eggs?
Just shouts to the community, shouts to GDQ for having us on here. This is really fun. It's really cool to get to showcase this game once again on GDQ. We'd love to be here. I don't really have social media stuff, but I guess I have a Twitch page and I stream once in a millennia this game. So I guess there's that. But yeah, don't have much to shout out, I guess.
Yeah, still absolutely amazing banger of a run. Y'all did amazing, and I've noticed SA2 community fantastic runs, fantastic commentary. Never a doubt in my mind this is gonna be an amazing run. Y'all were so cool. Everybody, GG's in chat one more time. Welcome back, friends, for the final run of today's Dark Mode episode of Express Lane, and we are ending with a banger, and the one with the longest category, which I know our runners and commentators will totally explain. It is Doom: The Dark Ages, unrestricted, classic, 100% game speed with Shining. So take it away.
Hello, yes, this is Shining. I will be running Doom: The Dark Ages today. I am joined by my lovely co-hosts Rytro and Blood Thunder. Introduce yourself, guys, if you'd like.
Hi, I'm Blood Thunder. I ran this game on GDQ Hotfix about a month ago or so. I'm excited to see how the runs changed in the month that the game's been out.
And my name's Rytro. I am I do challenge runs of this game. Starting to learn the 100% run now, and I'm a little unfamiliar with how the any percent run has progressed for the next 15 minutes you guys shaved off.
Yes,
so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's see what's
Yeah, we have plenty of new stuff to show off, plenty of old stuff that we've optimized. Like they were saying with the name of the category, we do have to have a lot of subtext behind it. Any percent, 100% game speed, and unlimited or unrestricted. There are no restrictions on skips, no matter what they are, unless they're done with outside tools. This is all in-game stuff. You can do everything that I'm going to be doing inside the game. This is 100% game speed. We're not touching anything. We're just going to be running on easy mode. So let's take it away, Aspiring Slayer, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Rip, I'm too young to die, by the way.
Yes, yeah. So we are going to be doing something here called a mantle warp. I don't know if one of you guys want to explain that.
By the way.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
go ahead. This mantle warp, there's a very specific frame in this mantling animation where the game wants to put you up on the ledge so you don't clip into it. And during that very specific frame, you can give the game the position of your map instead of where you are in the world, and it just teleports you because it applies that height to the new coordinates.
Welcome to the required turn section, by the way. I could take it a little bit further. Mantle warping is basically the foot grab mechanic of when you barely miss a ledge that the game tries to put you on the ledge to give you the psychological effect of oh, you made it totally, bud. Kind of like a parent sneaking a kid Monopoly money to help them win the game.
How did that miss?
Apparently that. Actually, time loss.
That's never happened before.
This is supposed to be an auto scroller, by the way.
No, legitimately, the homing attack. So that's actually supposed to home in on your enemy, like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't hit him. That was so weird.
The last frame of that little foot grab animation teleports you to where the ledge is. It uses your map coordinates for whatever reason for that calculation. So if you move your map during it, you get teleported.
He's at the drop zone. Deploying weapon pod now.
Yeah, basically it's
second level.
Yep, second level, by the way. Basically what the game is doing is saying, okay, this is where you were last frame, and I'm going to translate you up to be on top of the ledge. It's basically just using your camera position to figure out where it's putting you. And if you happen to be inside the map screen while you're doing that, on the exact right frame, the game thinks, oh, you're supposed to be here. So let's just teleport you. And then, as you can see, I just skipped the entire level.
Yep, we're final arena, by the way.
Yeah, final arena of the game.
So this game has 22 missions. We just did the first one by teleporting to the turret section, and unfortunately, the final level trigger is locked behind doing this encounter. So we have to do a little bit of combat.
Yeah, it's a shame we have to actually play the video game.
The first handful
How dare.
levels are kind of like this. We just skip right to the final combat arena, but later on, it kind of tones that down, and we actually just hit the end level triggers to kind of speed up.
So what I'm doing here
so much so we start skipping stages altogether.
So what I'm doing here with my combat is I'm basically going up to the enemies as close as possible and throwing my sword. What that ends up doing is allows me to stun them constantly, and then they can't actually do anything or retaliate. With boss characters like this, it's actually not possible to stun them like that, so I actually do have to fight them properly. But it's still more DPS than if I were to not be throwing my shield, so it's just kind of done for brevity's sake. Where are you going, brother?
Like this game has this.
Where is he going? All right.
Yeah, this game has a system where like your gun operates in your right hand, your shield operates in your left, and you can do them independently. So if you're maximizing both at the same time, it's just optimal. Even though the shield does, I'm not joking, barely any damage.
Yeah, not even a little bit. All right, so that was the second stage. Yep.
It's probably saves like one shotgun shot over the course of that.
But it's worth it. So Blood Thunder, if you want to explain this, since you're, I believe, the one who found this.
Yeah, so I did find this out of bounds, which is just boosting into a part of collision that boosts you up. But yeah, once you're on top of this invisible wall, it is a very tiny in certain spots, like this part coming up here and one spot later, where you can just run on top of this all the way to the end and bypass a lot of the fighting here, which is pretty nice because the mech sections and the dragon sections, which we'll see in a little bit, are by far the longest parts.
That section right there that I just did is very scary. There is the most thin wall you could possibly imagine there, so I had to take that really slow to make sure I didn't fall off.
Yeah, imagine trying to walk on like the edge of a penny.
Yeah, it's really tough. But basically, what I do is I use the soldiers that are firing down there as kind of a guide to figure out where I need to be aiming. I call them my little homies. They help me guide the way.
Love it.
Yeah. So I'm basically just running out of bounds until I get to this section. You could continue to run out of bounds, but this is actually a required combat section. If you skip these guys, you just can't finish the level at all. So you have to fight these guys.
So welcome to mech sections. If you want to know the combat difference between this and regular gameplay, it's this is Dark Souls.
Yeah, I punch a lot of things.
We just want to fill up this meter for the highly charged punch attack and then use that to put these guys into glory kill and then maybe kill them. Or just explode because you know the damage values right there.
This guy can be really, really annoying. If I hit him in the wrong time of his animation, it actually, for some reason, does not reduce his health like it should, and he becomes pretty much impossible to kill, quickly at least. Like, I think what just happened.
He also has this really annoying shield that he loves to throw up, and it just pushes you away and drains your health, and
Yeah, it's the one attack that you can't just spam click.
Yep.
In my Doom game?
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways, mantle warping, very powerful tool.
Out of the mech, back to mantle warps.
I wonder where we'll go this time.
What I'm doing here is I'm hitting an out-of-bounds checkpoint trigger, and then reloading checkpoint puts me back inside the map. Luckily, that's there. There are other ways to get back in bounds there, but it is much quicker to just hit the checkpoint there. What I'm picking up now are rubies. Those are used for upgrades later in the game. We only need an upgrade for one of our weapons. It is called the Ravager. It is absolutely broken and will melt everything that it comes into contact with. They did nerf it at one point, but we just kind of don't care about the nerf, and we're running on previous patch of the game, basically. It is current patch, but we're... Basically, what we do is we block the firewall extension that they have. There's something in this game called tunables where they can change the damage values. We're just keeping it as default because the default damage values in this game are 100% the fastest. And now I'm just mantle warping around the map until I get to the end. That was really fast.
Boss fight time.
So, running to the edge of this arena, for some reason breaks this boss's AI. He can no longer move. What I'm going to be doing is going up to his behind and shooting him in the butt. This does extra damage. It's basically a weak point. And he can't move, so it's basically free pot shots on him.
This just encounter and gives you just consistent, damage to where if we just wait just 1 second.
I did miss one of my shots on him, so that took a tiny bit longer than it should have, but that was actually still pretty good.
Clean, yeah.
And those Mancubi are new in the recent patch of the game. They don't do anything. they really are just there.
They try.
They try their best. So now we are going into Dragonflight, and this is one of the very fun parts of the game where for some reason you click continue and it just doesn't want to do it. So luckily we don't actually count menuing for the time because the game tends to glitch out a little bit like that. But aside from that, this is the dragon part. I'm basically going to be flying around, shooting my autocannons. Not a whole lot to do in this section. The one thing I will say is if you unlock your scroll wheel, for some reason while you're boosted, normally you can't actually shoot with scroll wheel. But while you're boosting, for some reason, the game doesn't actually have that coded to disallow you from doing that. So I'm going to unlock my scroll wheel. I have a free scroll mouse, and then these things are going to die.
Are you gonna shoot him in the foot?
No, you don't even need to. Oh, sorry, one sec.
Oh.
Not as good as it could have been. I messed that up a tiny bit, but you kind of get the idea.
So if you play this game on like release, there's like more turrets here and stuff, and they actually took the time to speed up these dragon sections just a little bit, which also helps with the like parryable stuff and breaking the shields, which is really nice of them. Even though they are the longest parts of the run, they got a little bit faster in the more recent patches.
Yeah, they no longer shoot off the non-parryable ones anymore, which was a real pain in the butt because you basically just had to sit there and wait for them to do that in order to do any damage. And also, you can. It used to be not in the game, not part of the base game, but you can actually shoot through their attacks now. So if you have the blue cannon, you just basically get free damage on them, and you don't have to avoid anything anymore. It's a really nice change.
We missed one very important detail through explaining that. The dragon's name is Surat.
Yes, Surat. He's my boy. I will protect him at all costs. Nothing bad will ever happen to him. Never.
Nothing. But main dragon mechanic 101, we boost around, fly. Think about Spyro, the dragon, but metal as hell. And we empower our shots to destroy shields by basically dodging green projectiles, which parrying and green projectiles go hand in hand in this game. Surat's a little different. We dodge, but we can see Shining here. Just
you might be wondering. Yeah, you might be wondering where I'm going. So normally in this section. Normally in this section, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to the triggers and beat a bunch of guys up, and then you eventually get this last area unlocked. You can just kind of fly out of bounds. They tried to prevent that with an animation that caused the dragon to recoil, but there are certain parts of the level geometry where you actually can just get the dragon stuck and still continue out of bounds.
Oh, welcome to the final level combat.
Yeah, the game tries to push you back up, and it's like, oh, okay, we give it enough shot.
We tried.
We'll just let you go.
Also, I'm noticing the nice little subtle level. And welcome to the final.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
There'll be sometimes we even skip that. Don't worry about it.
Love it.
Yeah, this is the last time we have like a big combat arena until like the final boss showdowns.
Yeah, this
after this, things speed up quite significantly.
Yeah, for the modern Doom games, this game actually has quite a lot of combat in its any percent route. It's a good mix of trips, skips, and things you just wouldn't expect. There's a good amount of variety.
Yeah.
And it's just been fun watching the time go down so quickly. Like so fast.
Yeah. We started with our first runs around 2 hours, and right now we're currently edging at the 40-minute mark.
Yeah, we're pretty close to 40 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Welcome to Siege Part 1.
So this is supposed to be one of the longest levels in the game. You're going to see how that's not the case.
I wonder how.
Yeah. So I'm noticing. Yeah, there's a pattern here. So normally what you could do is you can actually skip directly to the end, but we actually want to stop halfway between just to grab the mace. Mace is extremely good for combat. It helps you break shields. You get your... you get a bunch of your ammo back, so it's just good to stop and pick that up. So this is the end level trigger here. Yeah, and then we're just done.
And there we go.
All right.
It's like a 20-minute level normally, by the way.
Yeah, one of the funnier things is that Mace, the flail, is unequivocally the worst melee weapon, like from the casual perspective or challenger perspective.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's a hot take.
That's a hot take right there.
Oh, it's not a hot take. It's unequivocally true. I'm almost as certain.
All right.
But in any percent, like you pick it up here, so it's nice. Cool to see that it gets its time to shine as the closest melee weapon to the route.
As it should.
We're at the end, by the way.
Yeah. So this is going to be this is the skip that is the most difficult one in the entire run, in my opinion.
By far.
You have to set up your camera very specifically with the map in order to get the mantle warp in the direction you need.
When we're done, I'm meeting him at the forge.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. So let's hope I do this correctly. You can explain this while I'm doing it. I need to focus on this.
Yeah, so most levels you would think are self-contained, just one. A lot of these levels actually coexist. Like, we can get to the end of Forge, which is the map after Forest, by just putting our cameras so far out of bounds, and then jumping down to the very final arena of Forge itself, and just we skip Forest and Forge by doing this.
Not one, but 2 levels with that skip.
What?
Yep. 2 massive
very big levels
as well.
And for some reason, why does it keep even this fight loaded in? Like, how does this do that in the? I don't know.
Yeah,
so
for some reason in this, I don't know why. Go ahead, sorry.
The previous 2 levels, Siege 1 and Siege 2, exist in the same plane. You could theoretically do that, but they're just so far apart that we can't break the camera out of bounds within itself to do that. But if we could find that, we'd open up even more massive time saves.
Oh yes, please, somebody find that. I would appreciate that.
So, a core part of this combat loop is like the shield and the parry and all that stuff. We just picked up another major part of that, shield runes, which is basically on a successful parry, there'll be a little ground fissure attack. A little bit of extra damage, but at this point in the run, it's just Impaler headshots, which is just high amounts of burst damage. Plus the Impaler gets a bonus headshot damage multiplier. It just makes it optimal in the early game.
I'm very pleased I got that first try. That is the hardest skip in the entire game. If you're off by a few...
And the thing about the shield rune is... the thing about the shield rune is you don't even like go to get it because we want it. It just, that's how you load in the fight. Yep. And the game just gives us the shield rune anyways.
So basically,
like, okay, that's handy.
The thing with that skip, now that I actually have a second, the thing with that skip is you actually need a very specific angle in order to get that to work. That's why I was spending so long in the map screen. There's like, I don't remember the way the units work in this game, but like out of like 2,000 units, like there's like a 10 unit window where that can work. So that's a very, very hard skip.
In case you're wondering why it's low frame rate and you hear Shining counting a little bit, is because we limit frame rate to a very specific value and then count the frames literally as they go by to make sure we're on the exact frame we get the foot grab, and we're at the end of this level.
Yes, yeah, and you can do that with the console in the game, so you can do that all within the confines of the game. All right, another mech level. Just mech stuff, not really anything special. There's no out of bounds with this one. There are quite a few triggers here, so I tried to find one a while ago. Didn't really do anything, so.
Luckily, it's the shortest mech section in the game, casually.
Yes, and you do also get a shotgun, which is pretty fun.
And you're going to notice some challenges pop up on the left-hand side, which is really important for our routing. So we want to get some weapon upgrades for the Ravager, and this is going to give us our gold, essentially, by doing 2 different quests here. And then he picked up a chest in the previous level. So even if we could skip it, we then have to route in gold, so it's like it just kind of works out in our favor.
A lot of the gold that's in this actually happens right in the middle of the gameplay loop, so you don't actually have to route in a whole lot of gold, which is really nice. There's only a couple things where you're like, I kind of need to go out of my way to get it, but it's really not that bad. And yeah, so basically we need 250 gold and 3 rubies and 1 wraithstone by the end of this in order to get exactly what we need to upgrade the Ravager. Or the Reaver, Ravager.
And the gameplay here is very much, if you get a perfect dodge on an enemy attack, you supercharge the shotgun.
Yep.
So Shining wants to keep close to enemies here, and then use that to fire at enemies far away, while using, the close one is like basically a battery charger.
Yes. This guy that shoots, he is important to keep alive because I basically get a bunch of charges off on him.
Yeah, he has a 3-round burst, which means like you're just constantly getting good superheated shots.
Yep. That's the last one. All right. Now, a little bit more mantle warpaging. This is actually fairly recent. We found this one. Let's just skip to the end of the level. I'm basically doing a halfway point here in order to gain enough height, because if not, then you miss the out-of-bounds trigger here.
Yeah, the death trigger. Despite bringing you anywhere you want on the map, cannot change your vertical distance.
Yes.
So you got to keep the same height through it. That actually is a big constraint for a level later in the run.
If you're able to go up and down, we could basically just teleport to any part of the level we want. But at the moment, it's really just you can teleport not anywhere in the level, but pretty much anywhere that's on the same y-axis as you, or I guess the z-axis. All right, now this last fight.
Spawn camping enemies. Most encounters like these are perfectly consistent, where all the enemies that are required to be killed to, you know, make the encounter end, like, are very predictable and 100% consistent.
Really good fight, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Except for a whiplash. Those things just go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just slither around.
Yeah, those they stay in the same general area, but it's pretty hard to keep them in place. That's why you use the shield to kind of keep enemies in place that are a little bit squirrely. Same with the wraiths. They tend to like to run around a lot.
So the big important level for us here. So we're gonna get the Ravager.
Yes, this is the most important weapon in the entire run. Really thought at the start of this that we were gonna just keep using the Impaler for everything because it does such high DPS, but this one does just a little bit more. And I'm stopping at the halfway point here in order to trigger this. The reason why I'm doing this is this is probably the quickest, in my opinion, way to get the other ruby that we need.
Mantle warping mid-combat encounter, by the way.
Yes, yes. And here's...
I don't think there's anything that's like highly debated in any percent is which rubies do you grab? There's so many and they're all relatively quick. It's like, all right, which one's like a second faster?
All right, and right there, I actually didn't. Right here, I'm not actually hitting the right frame on my mantle. I was actually a frame or two too late. That's why you saw me stop and have to redo my mantle grab. If you're too late, you can't teleport because it's already popped you up, basically.
Welcome to our next dragon level.
Yes. This is the last dragon level, actually. Yep. The next and last dragon level. This one, mostly fine. There's a couple skips. Not really too big of anything, you know. You're not going to see me go out of bounds again or anything like that. You know,
are you doing a bit? Are you setting me up for something?
Maybe. You know, we don't go out of bounds or anything here. You know, it's just a normal level, no problems.
Yeah. The most immediate thing, obviously, to do is take a nosedive and go to the bottom of this cliff here, as all the objective markers are pointing us to.
Yes. Yeah. This is where we're supposed to be going, guys.
As one does.
Yeah. As one does. This does not have. Yeah. So I'm basically just flying out of bounds in order to get this checkpoint here, and that actually starts the last encounter that we need. Doing these encounters out of order is actually the fastest way to do this because this allows us to skip one big fight. For some reason, if you do the last one first, it basically thinks one of the combat encounters that you have to do is already completed because it's not actually checking that combat encounter. It's just checking, are you able to get to this fight and complete it? So
yeah.
The way the game tracks fights in this game is based on other objectives. It's not actually, there's no self-contained objectives in this game, basically. Everything's based on one another.
Yeah, so imagine you have to take a 2-question test, and then it only matters what you answer for the second question.
Tentacle destroyed.
Yes.
That's the encounter design in this game. Do we want to mention the lore? Like,
of the game?
Yeah, Doom Guy Too Angry to Die, cosmic battle between demons.
Yeah, you know, it's just a normal Tuesday for him, really.
Yeah, I know, unironically, a weekly episode. So, these are big hell ships. Normally, you have to be destroying all these things. There's usually 3 or 4 of them per level. Again, that scroll wheel doing work.
Yeah, the only problem is if you overuse the scroll wheel, it actually locks you out of firing, which is why I was having such issues there. It's kind of a new strategy, and I'm not really super used to it yet, so I'm kind of messing it up a tiny bit, but it's not too bad.
Thing with this game just being a little over a month out is that new discoveries are still happening.
Yeah.
On a somewhat daily basis. Even if it's not this, 8% restricted just got its rules and a few runners in. 100%'s getting up soon tomorrow.
Yep.
Like
Limited's a new one as well. Limited's really cool. It's basically any percent, but imagine if we couldn't do the mantle warps, and it's a lot more nuanced of a category. There's a lot more interesting strategies. So that's the newest category that's coming out. If you're interested in running this game, any percent is really fast, really fun. But limited is the hot new thing. And then there's also there's many different ways to run this game. There's different difficulty sliders. You can run at 100%, 150% speed. There is just a lot of different ways in order to run this game.
Yeah, like 100% is shaping up. If you run it on 100% game speed, it's like currently a 4.5 to 5 hour run for your first run. So a lot of runners choose to run on 150% game speed to speed that up, because if you're going to be here for so long, you can make it quicker any way you want. Welcome to Giant Caco Demons and the final fight of the level.
Yes. Yep. So we played most of that level. We just skipped one fight basically by doing that.
Yeah. We skip. There's another one of these platform fights earlier, which is actually pretty good because that's actually one of the harder combats in the game.
No,
I mean, a lot of combats in this game.
I just have to take out enough demons, basically.
Yeah, this is a little mechanic called like the leader demons. Basically, they have that health bar at the top. And what you have to do is you have to kill demons to drain the purple bar first. And then, only then, the leader demon will become vulnerable, and then you can rip and tear through it.
Yep.
So what Shining here is doing is prioritizing the heavy demons, because fodder don't give much, if at all, purple meter drain. While basically the tougher the enemy to kill, in general, the more purple meter they'll drain.
So there's a little bit of it's a little contested what to do here. I personally prefer, okay, if you could stop that, please. I personally prefer killing this guy because he gives so much more. And if you can lock him down like this, he's super quick to kill. Other runners tend to go for the fodder demon while all the other ones are spawning. They're pretty equal on the speed. It really depends on what you're wanting to do. I prefer going over the heavy ones. It's a little bit more consistent in my opinion.
Yeah, this game consistently in these fights gives you more demons to drain that purple meter than you actually need to kill.
Yep.
You know, there's extra demons in the encounter, so it's a little bit of a debate of how exactly do you route which demons to kill which for the optimal speed. Welcome to Spire.
Say goodbye to Spire.
This is a dragon level, by the way. You're supposed to ride Surat here.
Are you? I didn't even know that. I thought you just went in here and pressed a button. I thought that's the whole level. Yeah, I could have fooled me. I don't know.
And you all won't believe me, but by skipping that level, we did unleash an ancient old one god back to their home
Cthulhu.
realm.
Yes, Cthulhu's going back to the home realm, and we're following him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where was that? Teleports. That's who. Yeah, we're in Cthulhu lands now.
Yes. That is another one of the bigger skips. Without that mantle warp, that's, I want to say it's like a 15-20 minute stage normally. It's a pretty long stage.
Yeah, it's a very long stage in 100%.
Yeah, pretty
much. We haven't really brought it up yet, but without mantle warps, the thing before was wheel clipping, which we'll see a little bit of.
Yes, yeah.
But it's another extremely broken thing. You know, when walking through walls is not the biggest skip in the game, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Mantle warps, this is completely rerouted everything. But these next two levels, there's some massive skips here.
Yes. And wheel clips are very important for certain parts of the level, but
this level, as well with most of the levels after this, take very much inspiration from like eldritch horror, you know, Lovecraftian fiction and that sort of vibe. And much the same way, if you look at this and feel like that none of this makes sense, it's actually narratively fitting.
Yes, anyways, this is the end of the level.
End of the next level, actually.
Yeah, two levels.
We just skipped 2 levels there. Carthul Marshes does not exist.
It's technically part of the previous one.
This one is, you guys can get away for this one. This is actually the hardest level in the run, in my opinion. So,
yeah, so there's a lot of mantle warps going on here. It's at the very end is going to be another dual stage skip, because we summoned Cthulhu, the old one, which normally at the end of this stage you get swallowed into the belly of the beast, and it was the bane of any percent for a couple days until
A couple days.
I realized you could just wheel clip through the final door and run up to the final trigger of Belly of the Beast, which is the next map, and it just ends. So we just skipped that level entirely. But here's some water. You kind of like tap back and forth, left and right, and it goes a little
you go a little faster. Yeah.
So why is for some reason we don't know like why wiggling is slightly faster?
I think it's because you're going diagonally, and so I think it's just adding the speed from your directionals. I think that's what it is.
Pythagoras is rolling over in their grave, aren't they?
Yes. There is a mental warp you can do there. It saves like 5 seconds to do it. I don't really care that much. I don't want to do as many. We have enough mental warps as it is. I don't feel like doing another one. Right here, I'm going to be skipping the entirety of the ship section. There we go. And then
some collision you can't just walk on if you know how to do it.
And then this is going to be skipping 90% of the level here.
I'm just going to fly off into oblivion. There's supposed to be a portal there.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to be teleported to a demented hell version of like that arena. But
really cool map, by the way, like outside of the speedrun. Really cool map.
These levels casually are fantastic.
Yeah, very great casually. Best music in the game, in my opinion. We kind of just don't care. We're just it's nice to look at, but not for too long.
At least you get to listen to it during the swimming sections.
Yes, yeah. This is my favorite song in the game. I will say not as strong music as Eternal was. Eternal had, rest in peace to Mick Jordan. He didn't actually die, but id Software decided to kill him for some reason. But good replacement music. It's almost as good, but
I mean, it's just like Mick Gordon was a composer who was hired to make a video game soundtrack and founded a genre of metal. Like, how do you up that? So we're supposed to fight? Supposed to?
Yeah, no.
We're just going to pick up our waystone, which is our final upgrade that we need.
Yeah, we teleported inside a ship, by the way.
Of course.
That was so fast, by the way.
No, you're actually killing it.
Yeah, so this is the end of the stage, but we're going to go to the end of the next stage.
Normally you're supposed to go over there and teleport to the gut of a demon, but I'm going to just go walk through the wall.
We're supposed to be eaten by Cthulhu and then kill Cthulhu, and then on the way out we get ejected in this arena. Like literally is this exact arena. Like same triggers and everything, so we can just walk up the stairs and trigger the fight of that second level.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why I'm not walking on the stage, there is no collision there. For some reason, the railing has collision, so I'm able to run up it. And at the very end of this, basically teleports me to the end of the stage. If I step on those stairs, I die. So I'm not gonna do that.
Believe it or not, there's stairs, but despite what you may see, they will not help you go up.
Yes.
Always knew they were up to something.
Ooh, that's a huge gold actually.
Whoa. Yeah, no, clean.
Yeah, that's a 10-second gold there. That was really good.
Nice.
Didn't even know you could skip the encounter, huh?
Yep. Yes. No enemy spawn there.
So they are rage, brutal. Welcome.
Be a really quick level, by the way.
Welcome to hell. Doom Guy died, by the way.
Yeah, he's dead, by the way. That's part of the story.
This is him climbing out of hell. Literally.
No, this is me clipping out of hell. I'm not climbing.
Yeah, we're gonna be falling here quite a bit.
But how
actually.
are you clipping?
So, just falling here.
Oh, what the?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen that yet?
Wait, wait, you're actually beneath the map when you're in this section?
Yes, sir.
Okay, normally you have to go on the ship in the port, but it's actually it's not even where the ship is physically in the port of like the map hitbox. It's just beneath the map.
Yeah, it's just below the map
or something.
Yep. Yes, yeah. So this is the end of the level. Normally that level is another really long level. That's like about 50 seconds that took.
Jeez.
So now we're going into Resurrection. This is the actual longest level of the entire run. Not many skips that we can do here, basically. Well, there's a few, but most of this is you have to go through the combat encounters. So this is going to be mostly combat oriented for this part of the run. Not a whole lot to talk about.
This is the most casual level in the any % run. Like Resurrection skip would be huge, but as we said, the thing that's like holding it back is Mantle Warp's not giving us any height.
Yeah,
we could get some height from them.
Yeah, we could skip onto the Maker ship, but we have to deal with we have to go on Surat once. once again, the only way he spawns is if you finish all of these combat encounters. So.
Yeah, so once all 3 combat encounters are over, we'll be able to fly our little dragon boy who will totally stay with us forever.
And these are the upgrades that we needed all those materials for. My gun is now absolutely broken, and it will kill everything in sight.
So this is a Skull Crusher minigun, and it gives you health and ammo the more you shoot things.
Yes.
That's why it's meta. I mean, it allows us to just face tank anything without really caring about like the damage we're taking, as well as just feed back into so that we don't have to melee often, so we can shoot our gun for longer. It's pretty darn good. They had it to nerf the damage this thing did to bosses in a patch because, well, I guess spoilers, you'll see in a bit.
Where did my friend go? Hello? Oh, hello. Where did you... Where are you?
Oh, by the way,
why are you up here?
Cyber Demon. Is this the only time we see a Cyber Demon?
In the entire run, yes.
For any appreciable amount of time.
That's the only one we get to see on any percent.
Yeah, he can climb this for some reason. That really wasted a lot of time. That's kind of unfortunate, but what are you gonna do?
Such a cool design, and we only see it once.
And once again, have to kill everything. Enough people to get rid of his shield in order to start damaging him. They just kind of melt with this gun. This gun does a lot of damage. Gonna be doing a little bit of a mantle warp. I'm just skipping a little bit of a walking section here, and it also skips having to wait for the invisible, or I guess the visible wall to go down.
And
just skipping a tiny section here. It's honestly not much that I'm skipping here.
Yeah, and you can't just skip right into the arena because the enemies won't spawn. So you have to go a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, enemies don't spawn if you skip directly into the arena. So we have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, to get a little bit more specific into how combat encounters in the Doom games work is that there's this concept called trigger demons, where the game will not progress the wave, until certain demons are dead or certain conditions are met. Most of the times, it is literally just, hey, X demon from this group dead, and then luckily for these demonic essence encounters, that's what the little logo above their head is representing, is that they're a superpowered demon that killing them will give us a little upgrade. All encounters with these demons, as soon as you kill them, counter's over. So
no matter what, no matter how many other enemies are alive, it just instantly kills everything else.
So kill the right demons in the right order to get that guy to spawn, and then speedrun killing him.
Teleporting
guess going to
here.
the third encounter this way.
Yep, we're teleporting to the third encounter. Normally we go inside of this cave, but it's really tight, and I don't feel like, dying and losing like 5 minutes. So we're gonna just go the long way around, and by long way I mean we're gonna teleport to the basically end of the encounter. So. Long is relative in this specific instance, I suppose.
Compared to every other level, yeah, no, this is going a little long. Say hi to the Kako Demon, another demon we have barely seen up until this point.
Yep.
Cosmic Baron.
So we saw him once.
Yeah.
And
and an F-Light.
Yeah, that's it. And then that's the end of the encounter. That's all you got to do.
I can't believe they didn't call them, warlocks.
Yep. So that would be a lot better. So this is a little bit of a recent development. Normally we would just go right up to where Surat's going to spawn. However, there is a Berserker here, and with the Mantle Warp that we're going to be doing at the end of this, spoiler alert, there are Mantle Warps in this, we are going to actually be able to skip into the fight with Berserker, and you'll be able to see how that goes.
Yeah, Berserk is the power-up that just gives you quad damage, increased ability speed, and also unlimited ammo in literally every gun. It's like every power-up from the previous games combined into one.
Yep.
And
just a little bit of a flagging section, really not much to talk about here.
Just, you gotta keep an optimal pathing, get those racing lines in, and that's basically all that's going on here.
Well, I do have one quick announcement I can toss in there if we got a little bit. Perfect. So FYI, everybody, the Hotfix Summer Merch Collection is officially live. So you should, after this run, head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out our brand new Hotfix shirt. It's really cool keychain and sticker pack, and they are amazing if you haven't seen them yet. But again, wait till after this run, because there's already amazingness that's going on. Watch that first.
Perfect, yeah. Please check those out.
Welcome to Creedmaker's ship. We're here to kill him because there's a boss fight at the end of this level. Has to be somebody. And, oh, Shining's doing that scroll fire flying technique. Oh.
All right, so...
Just curious, can you kill him all of scroll fire in that, like, little
yes,
bit
yeah,
right before?
you can. It's just really difficult. So, gonna be skipping pretty much everything here.
Yeah, we're just going to the end boss arena, where we're gonna meet Creedmaker, the best character in this game. Oh. And there we go.
Anyways, I have a Berserker, so he's just gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's just gonna die.
What?
Yeah. That's 4 times the regular damage on an overpowered skull minigun.
Yes. So I'm reloading checkpoint here because what this does is allows me to hit him with my melee, and for some reason doing that skips one of his bubble phases. Bubble phases take a long time. You can't damage him. Basically, just saves a lot of time to do that. And now I'm gonna just wail into him until he says I give up, and then he's going to fall.
Yeah, normally that glory kill state that he's in would apply damage resistance, but that's a flat damage resistance bonus. If you still shoot him a bunch, he'll still take a lot of damage, which is just better than dealing with his attack patterns.
All right. Now, somebody explain this one, because I'm not 100% sure on how this works still.
So BT, I think this is your
Yeah, so just by like skipping the cutscene before it even pops up and then reloading checkpoint once you get into the level and then skipping again, you just break out of the game's hold on you. And for this level, it's supposed to put you in the mech. You can do this on other levels too to just kind of get out of the holding state early on. But in this level, let's just be on the floor of a mech level. So none of these buildings are real, except for one that we're going to go to.
Yep.
So we can just break through all of this. The enemies really aren't there. You're supposed to be in the mech for this, and we're just going to skip all of that and go to the final boss of the level.
Yeah, this is the largest skip of the entire game, in my opinion.
It accurately depicts Doom Guy colliding with actual mode, though. Like, watch.
Oh, yeah.
That is a canon interaction. If you look at all the enemies, they're normally supposed to be like viewed from the height of a mech.
Yeah.
So you'll see that they won't look exactly the same as their counterparts.
They're very, very pretty.
They maybe have a few less polygons.
They're trying their best.
So the reason we're walking all the way over here is there's like one specific spot on the entire map, which is large, by the way, that we can actually mantle warp off of. If we could find an earlier spot to mantle warp, we would have cut down this entire walking segment. But yeah.
And for
so the only spot that works here.
So when mapping these games, you know, there was different mapping for Atlan sections that use big collisions. You know, Slayer collision wouldn't even come up, so why would there be massive collisions? So we think that this building is actually from like a Slayer section that's just reused from some other way or here for
This is a very, very specific lineup, so let's make sure, hopefully I don't mess it up. I did save state just in case.
Yep. This map is called Final Battle, by the way.
Nice, got it.
Okay. First try warp there. Now this is where the boss fight is at the end of the arena, and
if I, for some reason going out of bounds, I'm gonna be doing this. This is new. This is new. Nice, got it. All right.
Okay.
Nice.
It's not quite over yet.
Yes, got it. All
and there we go.
And now I'm in the arena.
That is a mantle warp from out of bounds collision into the arena so that he can do the boss fight.
I am very happy I got that. I was not expecting to get that.
First try is insane, actually.
Yep. Yeah, no. Who needs safety saves? We don't need those around here.
Welcome to the villain of the story. This is Ozrock. He's the edgiest demon to ever edge. He's bad, and he's got the heart of Argent and the MacGuffin, and now we must teach him a lesson about, even then, he's not as powerful as the Doom Guy.
Yes. He's definitely the toughest opponent that we're going to fight in the entire run, though. In general, this is probably the toughest opponent Doom Guy's ever had to fight against.
Yes.
Canonically, at least.
I don't know. I think God was maybe a bit tougher.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, Doom Guy does fight God in a different game.
The funny part is like I'm not even lying, and that's the lore. Like,
yeah.
Play the Ancient Gods Part 2, people.
Yeah, he does fight
just
God.
a casual, yeah.
Yeah, no, he fights God.
I fight God. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. Just God.
Yeah, this is God. All right, I'm actually pretty low on ammo here. Hopefully, I get him down before. That's low enough.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Damn it.
Oh.
Whatever. It's fine.
There we go.
Anyways, I got stabbed.
Doom Guy gets stabbed, and then the third phase begins, obviously.
And nothing happens to my boy, the dragon.
It's
Absolutely
true.
nothing.
You see
Sarat
nothing
is
happen.
fine.
Nothing happens.
He's fine.
He is fine. You didn't see anything happen. And if he was dead anyways, we just perform a blood ritual and resurrect him.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah.
No animals were harmed in the making of this. We've saved the animals.
Except for Daisy. But.
Well, we don't talk about Daisy.
Daisy's been long gone at this point.
Yeah, it's been, she's had her day in the sun. So this is the final phase of Azarek. Once again, I'm just left-clicking and throwing my shield at him, doing as much damage as I can.
Just so you all know, like on Nightmare and like if you turn up the difficulty, this guy's actually like one of the toughest fights in the game, period. He's like an Elden Ring boss.
Yeah, he's actually very difficult normally, but we basically just invalidate him with this gun.
Yeah, like the free heal's just too strong and he doesn't do enough DPS to outdamage it.
Yep. All right, that was another gold. That was really good as well.
All right, so we are over. That was the final battle. Thank you all for coming. Wait, why are you loading?
Yeah, I thought it said final.
Now we get to have
battle.
fun.
I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that was the final battle. I'm not sure. But no, this is the most final battle.
The final.
So in case you're wondering what happened, Ozrock like threw some sand up into the air and used that as a distraction to get away, and now we're chasing him to his ship as he's fleeing.
Yes. And teleporting to the end of the level here.
And we just bypassed his entire base, and we're on a ship.
And this mantle warp here is not necessary in terms of speed. It's necessary because it allows us to skip the trigger that gets rid of our berserk. And you're going to see in a second why that is so important. Nice first strike, got it. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so we're up for a rematch.
A little 2v1.
Yeah.
Make it fair.
Ornstein and
they should have brought 20.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Berserk, 4 times the damage, overpowered gun. We actually have to get the glory kill on the witch here, so just wait until she enters a state where she can get into that. And witch is dead and totally won't come back in the DLC.
Never. And get ready on time pretty soon because this guy will die quickly.
As soon as the cutscene starts, basically.
Yep.
Oh.
And time.
GG's.
GG's. Very good run. Not a lot of mistakes happened in that one. I'm very, very pleased with that. But anyways,
was amazing, dude.
Doom. That was Doom. Doom: The Dark Ages. Really, really fun game. Please join the speedrun community. We got tons of new runners, tons of new things to find out. If you can find us how to go up on the y-axis, that'd be great, because then that run would be about 20 minutes. But yeah, if you're interested in this game at all, we have a really, really great community. We always have. Just super, super fun speedrun. I definitely recommend joining. Tons of categories if you're interested in anything else as well.
Yeah, definitely shout out your own streams. Like, where can they find you? What are you currently planning on working on? I'm Shining Face. I stream at Shining Face. Not super often, but maybe I'll start streaming a little bit more now. Currently working on this game. Probably gonna go back and look to get a little bit better of a time in Doom Eternal. We'll see how that goes. I'm joined by Blood Thunder and Rytro. They both are also modern Doom players. Really, really, really fun watches as well. Rytro a little bit more casual, but like he's doing some good work in the harder categories. He's definitely looking to get some good times in that. And then Blood Thunder is the resident scientist. He's found out a lot of stuff in this game, and it's always really nice to have him around.
I do want to point out, you, the listener, yes, you listening to this right now, as of tomorrow, 100% for this game will be on the leaderboards.
Yes.
So if you are interested in long 3 to 4 to 5 hour long categories, we also have some place for you. And that's what I'll be learning too. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes. Yeah, please join the community. We've always been really, really nice, tight-knit community, really great runners, really great group of people. Would love to have you guys around.
That was absolutely wild to watch. GG's to all three of you. It's, like I said, it's been so much fun watching this run get completely blown apart by y'all.
Yes.
It's fantastic job. Everyone, GG's one more time to Shining Face and this wonderful Doom crew. But with that, today's episode of Express Lane is officially over. But if you missed out on Hidden Heroes or Express Lane, don't worry, we got you, because just stay tuned, and we're just going to replay everything right after this. And tune in tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you'll see our next episodes of Crosshair and Speedruns from the Crypt. So I'm Oscar424, and until next time, I'll see you in the Express Lane.